And now, done the good evening, ladies, lords, lasses, and all those in between. It is I, your humble game master, the Deathly Shad, here today to bring you some more Rains of Vitrium content, and hopefully you find that enjoyable. Yes, as I adjust things, that that should be a little bit okay. Cool. I can talk again and be seen. Awesome. So what was I saying?
You're saying that we gotta level up?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Alright.
Say hello to everyone. Agathar, say hi to the people.
Hi! I made it. I'm alive.
Alright. Morgan, say hi to the people.
Hello.
Francois, say hi to the people.
Hello.
Soren, say hi to the people.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Very nice. And, Vani, say hi to the people.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, good. Good. And, well, let's get right into our session. When last we left our adventurers... Oh yeah, remember to like, subscribe, comment, all other jazz. Yes, that stuff.
Or don't.
Do that.
We're so good at this.
I am a professional YouTuber at this point in my life cycle. Yes, and streamer. Yes, super professional. When last we left our adventurers, Agathar the Kobold Rogue, Morgan the Halfling Divination Wizard, Francois the Rabbit Folk Monk, Soren the Rabbit Folk Samurai, and new party member Vani the Rabbit Folk Smith. The party has decided to take some time for themselves since they have no real way to get Vaelyn back just yet. Deciding to take 2 weeks to prepare for that. What might come next? What have they decided to do? What surprises await them? What shall we learn today in the second part of Tales of Deepwood? Knows I don't. Let's find out as we return to Rains of Vitrium for our lovely 69th episode.
Nice.
And our
Yeah.
last.
Nice.
Yeah, in the last episode, sadly. So,
Alright.
as I was saying, moving along to what you guys have written down for me. Hey, Agathar Bobby,
That's me.
you had a thing that you wanted to do with a particular little sorcerer, huh?
I did. So I guess after people disperse from Agathar's showcasing of his new toys, when the girls go out for girls' night, for girl
Yes.
time,
Girl time.
um, Agathar just kind of like looks at Soren because he, asked him out on a date. So he was like, "You just want to do it now?"
He he says I have been kind of by myself this whole time. I guess now's as good a time as any to actually socialize.
Cool.
So sure, let's do it.
Yeah. Maybe swing by the cart first. I want to change out of this armor. Admittedly, I've been out here for like 3 hours, making sure that routine went okay. So I'm a little.
You get a little tap on your shoulder, Agathar.
He kind of looks.
Brother, I have prepared an outfit for your date, says Belle as she kind of like pulls
And
out
thong.
of your bag of holding a suit, a little mini suit.
Oh, oh, cool. I had. He just looks at it, looks at her. Uh, Thanks, hun. I kind of had a outfit already prepared for our first date. Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it the dress?
Is that he just like closes Belle's mouth like with this tiny little pause? It's just an outfit that I bought really early.
Oh,
It's not. He just like whispers to her. It's not a dress, but yeah.
oh, okay. Well, I
But
mean,
this,
it was technically a skirt, but they refitted it.
I- he just he just kind of starts laughing and looks at Sora, just like, ah.
Soren's just kind of sitting there smiling with his arms crossed.
Yeah, okay, it's dressed, but we need to go pick up the dress.
I didn't know you were into dresses.
Well, I mean, I I kind of wasn't until that whole fiasco with infiltrating the college girls, and that was an awakening. Besides, dresses are just fancy robes, in my mind.
Oh, I ain't judging you. It's if it's something you want to do, that's something you want to do. I don't mind. In
Cool.
fact, I think you'd look adorable in one.
He immediately just turns red. Thanks. Hey, thank you. Just is red. It's like, okay, let's go.
He's very lucky that Soifang is distracted with girls' night.
100%. He was definitely like having that reflex of hearing her comment. It's just like in his head, just, yes, he looks quite submissive and breedable.
No. She would show him your choker color. Anyway,
Like, none of these work.
along, you quickly go to the cart. You get dressed. You may, of course, describe what.
So, because this is a whole fucking shebang and a half, Soren, you're kind of like weeding outside um, of his room. You know, weirdly wanted a little bit of privacy, quotation marks. And it doesn't take long for the door to open, and I gotta make sure I'm marking these things off. Um, Standing before you as the door opens, I would probably imagine Thorn does a double take when he realizes that when he's looking at like 1'9" kobold height, he just sees furred ankles, and he sees before him about a 5 foot even black and blue furred herringon wearing a blue dress. Um, his he's very the figure is very feminine, obviously because it's Agathar. Um,
The
and
femboy.
the ear exactly. Let's not beat around the bush here. Um, one ear is like folded forward in on itself, and then the other one's just like standing fully tall. And he's got that like blue splotch on his face, one on his little nose. And you can see even with like the blue like arm gloves that are like fingerless, you can still see they're transparent. And he's he kind of holds his hands behind his back as he just like kind of blushes sheepishly at Soren, and just kind of like just gives him a smile. Oh, what do you think?
So yeah, when the door opens, Soren would like turn to look at no turn to look, expecting a 1'9" person there, and then just kind of like slowly do like an upwards take, like an upslide with his head, like just a look of just kind of surprise on his face as he looks Agathar over and just takes in everything, just the the new look, the new like the dress, the everything. And he just kind of like shakes his head a little bit, goes, "What what's," and with a warm smile starts to stretch across his face as he asks, "What's all this then?"
Quick question,
Oh,
Agathar, make a con save, please.
oh, perfect. Sure. Uh, that's not bad.
No, it's not. Um, you see this flash, just you're not blinded, and as you kind of like blink away the spots, you see Belle lowering a camera.
He like quickly looks at Belle, not expecting. He's like, "Where did you get a camera?"
Father gave it to me.
Uh,
She told me to take a picture of this when it occurred.
I would. Is it? Is it? Does it look like a Gustav's camera?
Yes, it is Gustav's camera.
It doesn't
Uh,
just look like it, it is.
it is. It
It
is.
is.
Is it a disposable camera?
Yes, it is a disposable camera.
How funny would it be if you go over there and check it? It was at 0 the whole time. All they're doing is just cranking it and then flashing a light at you.
Honestly,
Honestly, it's Gustav.
honestly, they probably could.
I've been
I-
practicing all day, brother, for this moment. There's just a bunch of pictures of ground and like knees.
I will be very.
Foot of toy fish.
I'm gonna be very honest with you.
Hmm.
In the West March, that was the case.
That's
figured.
fine.
But she is a married woman now. Her husband is smarter than her and knows how cameras work.
Yeah, she has plenty of things to practice.
so yes. So yeah, Belle's lowering. You're just like, brother told me to take a picture.
Oh, darling. Why am I not surprised? I'm a little surprised, but I'm not surprised. Well, make sure the photo, whatever you get from that, make sure we keep the photo and give the camera back to Gustav.
That was what I was commanded to do. I will go find Gustav now. Goodbye, father. Enjoy your date
Bye.
with other father.
I will. I will, hon.
She leaves.
He just kind of gives a little laugh.
Soren just kind of like watches her walk away and just goes, "She is so adorable."
Yeah, they both are. So, what was I saying? Oh,
Well, I asked you what all this was, and he just kind of like gestures towards Agathar.
yeah. I was like, oh, well, since I don't know. I remember when Morgan disguised herself as a Harangon, and I was kind of thinking about that. Like, well, technically, I haven't. I'm the only person that hasn't gone Aragon yet, so no. I thought maybe it's been on my mind, and what better way to, you know, do it than now? I thought maybe you would like it.
Well, I do. It looks you wear it well, honestly, but you didn't have to. I
I
would have been
know.
happy. I would have been just as happy taking the 1'9" muffin that I've known. Now you're an entire loaf.
He blushes even more. Ah, he just foot kick.
Upgrade from muffin to loaf.
Yeah.
Just,
From muffin to cake. There you go.
It's just the fucking what is it? The Luigi taunt like foot kick
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Smash
Exactly.
Bros.
The one that can
Exactly.
actually kill you.
Yeah, the one that can spike you off the ledge. Um, he just like he kind of gives him a big blushy smile, and he kind of walks over to him, and just kind of does a little arm hug, that couples do. He's like, "Well, we should at least get going. I got 3 hours like this, so let's make it count." My platinum stud.
This causes Soren to blush. And as he goes, "That's something I've never heard before. Well, shall we?" And he gestures forward towards the door.
What?
Shall we? Where were we going?
I didn't think that far ahead.
It's
Ah!
honestly,
I
it's
was
just
I was literally about to
honestly-
say I was literally about to say it's like I don't know. I never thought I'd make it this far.
I was gonna say he's gonna point back into the caravan. It's like your room.
Oh!
The dress was only meant to be on for like a minute.
it's tearawayable.
in true rabbit fashion, it was only supposed to be on for a minute.
Remember, we have 3 hours.
Basically, as you're kind of like nervously panicking to yourself, and you kind of like put your hands in your pockets, maybe nervously. You feel a piece of paper in there.
Yeah, because he definitely like didn't think that far ahead. He was too busy with the now and other projects. But when he feels the paper, he kind of like he pulls it out and just kind of like glances down at it.
Siren's Serenade, 8 o'clock. You're welcome, SF.
It just in his mind, he's just like, God, I love her so much. Let's go to the sirens. Glances at the note again. Sirens call, did you say?
Siren's Serenade.
Serenade.
That's where girls' night is happening.
So
Fuck.
if I can just use it as a excuse to spy.
I 100%.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that
100%.
like quite literally that's where they are right
Really?
now. Yes.
Yeah, honestly, he has no fucking clue. It's like, let's go to the Siren Serenade. That sounds fun.
Is Soren aware of the Siren Serenade?
Do you do fancy dining?
Not
and went out
really.
And
once.
no, you would not be aware of the Siren Serenade.
He quirks an eyebrow and just says, that sounds fancy and expensive. You sure you can handle it? Because remember, you still owe me." And he says that with another smirk.
He blushes more. Well, I think I read in a book that it's tradition and customs for the well, I was gonna say man, but we're both male. The non-dress wearer to pay for the meal.
Just rips it right off of you. All right, tabs on you.
Okay.
Soren equips the
No, he
collar.
just-
Who has
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say, Soren
tits
just
now?
flicks the collar around.
Well, the thing is, Soren would still not be wearing a dress. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he
So-
would be the non-male in this. Although you know.
Person, give me 2 weeks.
But yeah, he smirks wider and just says, so now I see why you wanted to go through all this. Just jovially, just joking. He's not being serious, and Agathar could
Yeah,
probably tell by now.
100%. He kind of just smirks back. Like, maybe. Who knows? I don't.
Hate it.
I will say, Agathar, if you like look around the times, you have like 30 minutes to make that appointment.
We should probably go.
He go-
Honestly, good timing. I got 3 hours, and we should go. We should skedoodle.
Actually, we'll
So-
say it's 9 o'clock, and you still have 30 minutes to make it.
Yeah.
That way you can have the bell strikes at midnight thing.
Wow. Midnight. Bell just socks in the nearest person.
She comes in to
see-
haymaker you.
Start
Nah,
hearing the
it's
cloaker
not-
noise.
It's not Belle, it's Anna.
Yes. So, the two of you make your way through the city, and it doesn't take very long for you to find out where the Sirens serenade. And
And on the way, Soren does say, "Don't worry, I've still got a lot of money. I'll pay for it. I was planning on anyways."
That's good.
and
But before we do that, can we, since this is happening like at the end of the 2 weeks, right?
it's happening at a point in time during those 2 weeks. Yes.
Is it happening after Soren would have the time to use those sending scrolls?
Yes.
Okay.
You see,
Because-
wibbly wobbly, timey wimey nonsense. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think Agathar's demonstration was day 10 of 14.
Yeah, Soren would have gotten all the sending stuff done and out of the way first. Because he still has at least one other person to talk to, and in case it comes up in conversation, I'd like to have that. Oh, Francois's internet died.
It's okay. It's okay. She'll be
But-
back.
But yeah, if it's all right, if we can get the sending stuff done, just so you know, in case that comes up during conversation, you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, do you think?
But yeah, so yeah, it's probably about day 2. He's had time to think about what's going on and everything, and he's going to use one of his sending scrolls to Raymir.
Oh.
Oh.
So what was I'm sorry I forgot. Soren would not have forgotten because it's been like 2 days, but it's been like 2 or 3 weeks here. So, what was Sylvia's last name?
Uh,
Like Bloombow or something like that?
Elite. I'm just gonna say You know what? Just say you know the last name because I've forgotten it too. Don't.
Sylvia last name.
Yeah, Sylvia last name. Dear, you fuck. Ah, my
Sylvia last
notes.
name here.
Sylvia, what's her face?
Yes. Of
Yeah.
the very illustrious, what's your face,
Yeah, Clem.
what
Yeah,
you
Clem,
call it
what's her
line.
face?
Yeah.
Herald of the fucking
Of the whatchamacallits.
of the thingamajig.
Of the Who's a Clan.
Owner of
So,
the Whataburger.
Whataburger.
That's an actual place.
I know it is.
Mid.
But yeah, so he's going to use one of the sending scrolls to talk to Raymir, and he's essentially going to use it to see if he can locate her family. Like,
Okay.
hey Raymir, Soren here. Wanted
You don't
to
need to go through the whole thing.
Okay.
I understand. I understand. I'd like for you to locate Sylvia Sylvia what's her face's name's family, please. I am going to make a thing over here.
Raymir responds with, "I'm in jail."
Okay. He responds with, it hasn't been very long. We are still taking census data and trying to figure that out. We will respond shortly. And then, I'll say roughly 8 days later, he will send you a message and he'll basically say, we have located her family. We have discovered that about half of them made it. The ones that were out in the mines, the people who were in the city, they were in the lower end district, so they kind of got mildly blown away.
They got sent across.
mildly.
Mildly killed, just half dead.
Mightily turned to dust.
Half to death.
Kind of.
Half.
So of her family, her father remains alive. Her grandparents are dead. Her mother is dead, and
Ow.
one of her younger siblings is dead.
Well, fuck.
Damn.
And
So-
she's dead. Ooh.
So yeah, this causes a good pause for Soren before Raymir gets a response to that. Because I'm assuming Raymir used the sending spell
Yes.
to
Yes, he
send
did.
that. So yeah, he's just going to reply with, "Thank you for the search. This wasn't what I was hoping for, but I'm happy to have it." And
That'll be it from him.
yeah, and he will, on the 8th day, he will try to find Sylvia and break the news to her.
She is sad, but at the same time happy that not everyone's dead. But she's still like horribly heartbroken.
Yeah. So yeah, Soren's going to like give his condolences and
You do get a thank you.
basically futilely tell her that if there was any more that he could do to protect them, he would have.
I mean, she knows that much. You know, you don't need to say that. Which she will say to you, just like, "No, I understand. Don't beat yourself up." Not like you can control when a sandstorm comes.
But
Huh. Hold on. Okay, he doesn't say it. He was going to say something like, but I know who does.
Mhm.
Uh huh.
But Yeah, he's gonna give her a comforting hug and then let her go back about her way. And I think that's
Returning to the date.
yeah, I think that was all. The other thing, the other sending spell I wanted to send, I'm gonna hold off on that.
Hey, Mr.
So
ADHD.
so yeah, back to the date.
So yes, the two of you do eventually make your way to the Siren's Serenade, with a few directions here and there. You know, people are helpful. They're just like, oh, you want that place? It's on the upper end district, but you can get there within a couple minutes walk. And of course, you know, you do so. You get there in time for your reservation, and upon walking in, you guys kind of basically are met by the, the chauffeur, who is a tabaxi woman. Dark fur, green eyes. She looks at you with a big smile. Hello there. And might I ask if you
We do.
under what name?
Agathar?
I believe that is a name we have a reservation under, but there is a last name that should be given.
Oh, Fang?
That is correct indeed. Yes, we have your reservation for 9 o'clock. A table for two in our finest parlor, all paid for. And a 3-course meal to be served. Please, be sure to save room on the appetizers for the main course. It's going to be quite rich. We have a wonderful accoutrement for you today.
Thank you so much. He's blushing too because he's like giddy. That it's just like, oh wait, that's her name. Oh my god, I'm married.
Cut to
And
3 hours from now. Here's your bill. 600 gold.
You said it was paid for.
Yes,
With
by
note on
you.
top. It says a note up top. LOL. Just as LOL.
But yeah, she will lead you through the restaurant, and Agathar, I will allow you to make a perception check.
Sure.
And Soren, you can make one as well if you want.
Cool.
All right, 17. You don't really notice anything. You're a bit too distracted by the mere thought of you and your husbando being in the same room together on a fancy date.
Yep.
And you, Soren, though, notice a table of familiar ladies in the center of the room.
Please have different hobbies.
Yes, it is Morgan, Rensois, and Zoifang who are just kind of like, you know, sitting there having a talk, and you
Talking
notice
isn't a hobby.
yes, you notice as you two take your seat that your seat is positioned directly in Zoifang's line of sight.
She's
It
glaring
is
daggers
on
at Soren
purpose.
right now.
She's not glaring at him. She's smirking.
What was that, Renspaw? Sorry.
I said it is on purpose.
Yes, very much on purpose.
He's in throwing
She
dagger
just,
range.
she just gives you a fucking wave.
Oh no, she doesn't do anything else. She both Morgan and Rensaw would probably see Soifang just kind of nod her head along and just kind of like lean back in her chair and
Insight.
imperceptibly smirk. Okay,
19.
insight. Boy howdy. Let me see what her deception is.
Her deception is 7.
37.
Is 7? Okay.
Using your freaking
Plus 30
porkies on
for
that.
37.
This is 7. It's not a 37. What the fuck, man? No.
Yeah, she has a plus 30 deception.
Yeah, because she's hot as
Chad
fuck.
NPC rules.
I will say, comically enough, you did give her a bonus of +3 to that roll, but it's still a failure. So yeah, as you can see her eyes are drawn to something in the background as she's just smirking very, very softly, just like,
I turn around to see them, and then I look back to her, and I'm like, You're horrible.
What do
I
you
thought
mean?
I was bad.
What do you mean? It's just a very.
We stole you away, so they had their moment alone, and then you did the stalking thing again.
I didn't do it. Agathar fails.
No, Agathar couldn't plan to save his life. You sent him here.
How can be?
That sneezes for no reason.
How convenient. Anyway, Renswa, if you have a reaction, you can give it, and then I'll cut it back over to the other two.
She just rolls her eyes.
I will say the two of you see Soren is with a weird Harangon woman or man. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's
I mean,
kind of hard to tell.
A Harangon woman.
I mean,
there you go. It's very
yes,
it's-
but also,
Yeah.
the
the
color
black
scheme.
and blue fucking Harangon.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, the color scheme,
pattern.
the translucent arms. Yeah, no, it's one of those things of like, wait,
So-
why is he with a? Oh, that's Agathar.
Yeah. Why is Agathar a rabbit?
It's one of those. I need you to roll an insight. The DC is -5.
Yes, exactly.
So
Is it a Harangan or a Harangoman?
Aaron Goblin after a little bit.
Ooh.
Aaron, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Anyway, moving along. Those two. Soren, you notice Soifang alone. Agathar does not. He is distracted.
Okay.
So he sits down. No, so they both sit down, and he just Soren just kind of looks at Agathar and just says, "So all paid for already, eh?"
Yep. Yep. All pay for.
So it's looking like you didn't really need me to bring my money bags with me then, hey?
Well, you never know. You might have, the tip. I don't think the tip is included in the pricing.
You're right, it isn't. I'll have to work on that, won't I?
Include the tip. Do it.
Yeah, tip your fucking waitresses.
No, Agathar. Tip you.
He's gonna get a tip later.
Actually, actually, important question. Air quotes around important. Does Femme Harangon Aggie have bigger tits than Rinsois?
No, because it is a femboy. He has the tits.
Fair enough.
I mean, hold on. He could have stuffed his chest. Would Agathar have stuffed his chest as the...
Look, I'm
No,
just.
he would have just given himself.
Also
boobs to
remember,
help himself.
It is a low. Also remember, it is a low bar.
You know what? Roll me. Give me a high or a low, Agathar, if you want to. You don't have to.
Like I'm pretty sure that. Like I'm pretty sure Soren's pecs are bigger than her tits.
Yeah. I mean, no, Agathar does not have any boobs. He's
Okay.
pretty flat chested.
Okay.
He's just curvy.
All right then.
Right. So there's no slightly jealous pout. It's just good for them.
Morgan's watching. He's like, "What are you looking at?"
Just cast out yourself, forehead.
Renswan knows where her priorities are.
Look, it's one thing for girls to have more than her. She doesn't want to get out titted by her brother.
I mean,
There's
for a while.
washboard, and then there's concave.
I mean, for a while, Soren out-titted her, so.
Anyway,
Yeah, and she was jealous of that.
Anyway,
Anyways.
does Redswell have a response to Morgan asking what he's looking at?
Odd coloration for a hair gone.
Agathar, what do you think you're going to be?
Oh, I know that.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
confused why he thought he needed to be a Harangon for this.
Oh, he terribly undersells himself.
He's been planning this for weeks.
Just looks over there. It's like, and this seems like a spur of the moment thing you added on.
I can't be blamed that he likes.
Wow, gross. I'm pretty.
I hate how accurate that is.
I have this feeling like this stopped being girls' night and it started being you perving on your man from afar.
While he's perving on another man.
Is this not benefit of girls' night? Talk girl things
This is
about
you
their man.
currently stalking
man.
your man. You're currently stalking your man as he has a date with another man that you are also involved with from a
No.
distance.
Oddly convenient that he arrived here at the Siren Serenade at this exact time I've ever anticipated.
I look to Rensois, I gently take their hand as I hop down from my chair. How about I get us our own table so we can make this a date instead of this being whatever this is?
Go up to the concierge, put your name in. Should be a reservation around 9.
Strange creature.
I'm a planner. I planned. I figured that you would mimic roughly 30 minutes. Needed about.
It's
I believe the word you're looking for is schemer, dear.
eh. I think that's all Morrigan says when Rensois corrects them. Just eh.
So yes, the two of you could easily walk up to the concierge and say, "Oh, I have a reservation for well, yeah, ask."
Do you have a reservation for 9 for a Rensois and Percival?
There's a 9:30 reservation for the names. Yes.
We're here a little early.
Ah, well, check to see if the table is ready and clear.
What?
Looks.
What? Wait, bitch!
You want it now?
She looks back. It is cleared. Hey, I will leave you to your seat. Your seats.
No, no, it's like I believe the couple at that table is just finishing up. You just all of a sudden see two knives whip into their throats. Oh, I believe it's clear now.
And whole place shuts down. You don't get the thing you want. It's like what?
And also
I have a
Agathar and Sorn get kicked out too. Is like, well, good job.
I have a funny thing I want to do. As we're going, I want Rensois in front of me, so I just kind of like covertly cast a spell when we get there. It is just two. She sits down, and then like Morrigan sits down across from her, in her herringon shape.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, she just like settles in her chair, turns and sees, and just goes red.
Yeah, she's like she's definitely laying it on, as she kind of leans over. Well, hello.
Now we're living up to our namesake.
All right.
You were
So
doing this on purpose.
yes. So here's what I got. Okay. Both of you want to have a date scene. Two pairs of you want to have a date scene. I will run it like this. Okay. I will say cut, and then we cut one party and go to the other one. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay.
What about the third cut when we go back to the cart where Vonnie is eating popcorn alone?
No. Yes.
She
So,
does a Molly, I'd be like, you're gonna eat all that?
but does that sound okay with Urenswa and Magathar and Usorin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine to me.
All right then.
Hey,
So,
if Amalia tries to steal the snacks, there will be fighting. The cart will be torn apart.
a little cartoon cloud appears. So, we'll start with Agathar and Soren. So you two, go ahead.
So yeah, so Soren's there. So Soren's there, just kind of being like, you didn't have to go through all this just for little me. even like including that, I'm not arguing, but you could have just gone as yourself, and I would have been happy. I think I mentioned that already.
You did. Um, you know me. I like to spoil. It's also like I didn't already have a brushing routine planned for after this, but I like to spoil, make sure the people that I love really know it. I mean, it's love and me have a very complicated relationship, so I don't know how else to love than at maximum. So, I figured that maybe this would be a sweet little first date thing. But I
It's
mean,
it's it's
like,
very kind, but one thing I should let you know about me is that you don't need to change yourself to make me happy.
I know. Um, I figured maybe this would be easier because I'm taller now, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to do it just so I could do it and honestly, see how you react and see how it felt to be this. Not like I'm gonna be, asking Mel to change myself to Harrigan, but I thought maybe I would just give it a try.
Well, like I said, you wear it well, and I'm glad you kept your coloring because I can see when you become strawberry at times.
Yeah, I guess that is a pretty good benefit, huh?
It's humorous, but it I don't know. I can stop mention. By the way, it's one thing that I've been kind of worrying about is am I am I being a little bit too much with my affections towards you?
No, not at all. I like it a lot. Um,
Well,
why? I mean, did it seem like I didn't receive it well once?
no, it just I've never seen people gush like I've been. Like that whole thing with the first time I called you my dark chocolate blueberry muffin.
Instant
That's
blush.
just that, and there you go, turning strawberry again. He says with a smile, and he continues, that just I didn't plan for that. It just happened, and I think the reason for it is because I've spent most of me young adult, practically all of me young adult life alone, just traveling. And when I saw partners together and I saw that how in love they were, it's something that I've always wanted for myself. And over time, I think it just kept bottled up and just kept getting more and just tighter and tighter in there until you opened up the jar, and it's just all coming out now, just all at once. I just want to make sure it ain't too much.
No, it's Thorn. I'm right there with you. Um, I spent.
Cut.
eh,
Other group.
Abrupt. Okay.
I'm trying to
What?
cut it. I'm trying to cut it
Yeah.
like
No, go
very
on.
particular bits, so that way, you know.
I could always. Yeah, I could always resume it when we come back.
Yes.
Sure. I think at this point Morrigan is definitely attempting to tease Francois as she's leaning over the counter, like resting her chin in her palms. She like looks at him with her long white furred ears and her glasses kind of just like down at the edge of her nose. She's kind of looks at them with those pink eyes. Uh, I do this that often, but I enjoy the look on your face when I see it.
What?
Oh, there it is.
I
Oh,
said that.
thank you, music.
Figured I should put some music.
Yeah, the sudden song like threw me off. I, I, I was like, wait, is that coming from the chat or did like an ad or something pop up on my computer in a fucking tab somewhere? Um, yeah, she will just kind of slightly lean like back, like flushing, and she's just like, "Oh, this is payback for using the necklace for a brief second, isn't it? That's what this is."
He just smiles. I wouldn't say payback. I just have this inclination to tease you. Brings me some kind of sadistic joy.
Yes,
Well,
well,
teasing is only teasing if you don't reciprocate.
yes, well, soup and breadsticks?
Now you're
I don't
just
know why
deflecting.
I don't know why I've decided that this is just fantasy Olive Garden, but it's where we're here now.
You know what? Sure, fuck it. They have it.
Yeah.
Just one of her ears flicks to the side at that point, kind of like flopping down against her head. Aw. Don't tell me you're squeamish at this point.
No, no.
I like to think I'm going at your pace, or trying to.
You are. Don't worry. She'll reach over and kind of set you kind of like sideways, just like on one knee.
Oh, I'm on. I'm in your lap now. I mean, Bunny Morrigan is like either an inch shorter or taller than you. I don't know exactly how tall Rensois is at the moment.
That was back
Yeah.
when Rensois was like 3'6" something.
Oh, well, that Morrigan was definitely taller than her by a lot back then.
Yeah, no, when Morrigan was medium size in hair and gone.
Yes.
I don't
Rensois
recall
is-
how tall Rensois. Yeah, I don't know how tall Rensois is at the moment. Is it like 5'10", 6 foot?
I thought she's taller than Soren,
She's like
but
6'6"
I think only
or
by
something like that.
something like that.
Let me double check. I believe I have it written. I want to say 6'3".
Well, shit.
Let me look.
I-
Bio. Yeah,
I
6'3".
I imagine Morgan in her bunny shape is just barely 6 foot tall, so you're a touch taller than her. But yeah, if you put her on your knee, yeah, she definitely like sinks into your lap and kind of wraps an arm around you. She gets in
Yeah.
close.
That's why it's like, because normally, in gremlin mode, she just like she like fucking teddy bears you basically.
Yeah, because I am
Like,
much
she just-
smaller than you, but now
Yeah.
I am full lady.
Yeah, that's why you're kind of just like sitting, like resting on one knee, like like the sideways, just kind of drawn, set there.
Yeah,
like,
now it
your
looks
full weight's
far
not
more
on her.
provocative because I've got my legs crossed over your lap and I'm just kind of like leaned into you. Ooh.
Well, no,
Oh,
no, no.
this
I
is
was
the
thinking,
position.
I was no, like the way I was picturing it is like you facing like slightly away and like just like you're sitting on like one leg, like faced outward from her.
Okay. Well, she swivels, crosses her
fair
legs
enough.
over your lap, and then wraps her arms around you.
Fair enough.
I will also say, Morrigan's bust puts yours to shame.
Again, low bar.
Fair. All right, I'll
only-
put it this way.
like-
I'll put it this way. She puts Soy Fang's bust to shame.
Not
Un-
scientifically possible.
Comparable.
True.
That's more like it.
There's no jealous stare, just a stare.
I wish it was jealous because I'd have a funny line for that. But either way.
Why be jealous? It's not attached to her, but it's hers.
I was going to make that reference. Yes. I think she gets to this position, puts on a face, and then things go quiet. It's like, oh, I'm still bad at this. It just starts to laugh as she like presses, like nuzzles into your neck and just kind of chuckles there.
Well, she'll like reach around you for the menu.
At around this point in time,
Is there any?
sorry. At around this point in time, a bottle of red wine, and I will cut to the other party.
I feel like the owner of this restaurant is one of the people Soy Fang is blackmailed, and she just owns the restaurant now.
The Fang crime family.
Hell yeah.
The owner recently disappeared, and their daughter's taking care of it now.
Yeah.
He's gone to parts unknown in the astral plane.
He went to the cabin in the woods.
So,
Who do you think she sent to the astral plane last
Um,
episode?
Soren, go ahead.
That was the joke.
Sorry, what was it?
Aguilar, go ahead.
So, he says, continue on to what Soren said last. You know, I spent 6 years out of 8 being utterly alone. And being around parents who wanted me to be something that I didn't want to be. And the one time I had a friend, I couldn't protect them. So it's
You kind of cut out there for a second. Sorry. What'd you
yeah,
say?
sorry. He says, you know, I spent 6 years out of 8 of my life being utterly alone with parents who only wanted me to be something that I wasn't, and they didn't let me do anything. They just wanted to be a necromancer, and I wanted more. So the one time I had a friend, I lost that friend, and it's just been hard. And I think I try to channel that into being, you know, I don't know, being worth having around, because I admit nothing scares me more than feeling that emptiness again.
This causes Soren to have kind of like a concerned like frown. And did they sit across the table from each other?
I would imagine.
Is this a table with booths or is it a table
is a
with? Okay, so Soren's gonna stand up
Like-
and
No, there's no need to stand up. Like, basically, it's like a little conical, or like it's like a donut with a bite taken out of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, the corner booth.
yeah. Well,
Yes.
he's going to slide over next to Agathar and just put an arm around him and pull him close and go, I understand that, and I suppose I could tell you that you don't need to be extra to keep us, but that's probably a mindset that's going to be hard to break.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that I appreciate you and love you for who you are. Not what you do, I appreciate, and you going through these lengths for me is very appreciated, don't get me wrong. But you could have stayed that little 1'9" muffin that I knew and fell in love with, and I'd be perfectly happy as well. Again, this is appreciated, and he hugs him again. But you didn't have to. He's got a warm smile on him as he says this.
He looks at you and just has like a really small smile, and not a small smile. He gives you a big smile, and you can tell that he just kind of leans into you, um, and he just looks at you in the eyes, and he just says, "Thank you, Thorin. I've I've had a very bad life, so um, this is well." He just kind of shakes his head. You better get used to me spoiling you, because I'm gonna keep doing it.
And Soren kisses him, and he says, I am gonna look forward to it then. And, well, I'm probably gonna have to try to do the same as for you as well.
I look forward to it.
All right.
I ain't as creative as this, though.
And around this point in time, a bottle of wine arrives for you as well. And well,
Back to us.
yeah, back to you. A bottle of wine has just arrived, and you were about
I looked at the bottle and up towards where Sui Fang is sitting.
She just lifts up a wine glass. Yep.
I don't like that she does this stalking thing. She loves terribly too much. But I won't say no to wine.
I didn't say yeah.
What did you say?
For you a glass?
Gosh, please.
Do you read the label?
I mean, she'll give it a glance. She's not exactly versed in wine.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a nature check. I will say with advantage because of your particular speciality.
Is it mushroom wine? How
No.
weird would that be?
No, it's not.
If
poison.
anything, it's like I would say. If anything, I'm pretty sure Mel just makes Everclear in the backyard. What am I rolling again?
Got that grow some hair on your palms and make you blind kind of wine.
Yep. But no, it's because.
What am I rolling?
A nature at advantage.
25.
All right. You would see that this is a red letter wine by the name of Selection, and you would know based on like the age, date of this wine that it is roughly 75, nearly 100 years.
Yo.
So
I say she
it
knows enough about
is-
wine to know that's probably good.
She knows a lot about the fermentation process to know that the older the wine is, the longer it has. And typically speaking, the
Yes.
better it is.
Yeah. She knows old wine equals good wine.
Yes.
Equals expensive wine.
Yes.
And her boo is nothing if not expensive.
Wow.
She just
It's
she just
not-
she tends to provide her own expenses. Which is convenient.
It is
Oddly.
true.
It's like she
Morgan
has
do
a sense of
be
taste. She
kinda
just makes
bougie.
her own money.
It's just true.
I grew up in the brush. I want the finer things in life. There's nothing wrong
You
with
are
that.
not incorrect.
So yes,
I will be denied no longer.
that is what you know about this wine. You're like, you may not be a wine connoisseur, but you're like, you know enough about fermentation, aging, and so on. Like, oh shit, this is some high quality shit.
Yes.
So you pour me a glass of wine, I take it and have a sip. As I'm swishing it. We're really bad at this whole being together thing, aren't we?
Hmm. Is there a way to be bad at it though? Time?
I suppose. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with myself half the time. Or what I could be doing better, at least.
I'm happy that you're just here with them. That's what I care about.
Your ears just pinned back, and she kind of just sinks a little. Oh, well. I'm glad I don't need to contribute terribly much.
You're cute when you blush.
Unfair. These ears definitely telegraph far easier than one might expect.
Oh, it does. It's so much easier than when you're green.
Her nose scrunches up as her ears kind of like just droop. What?
She's just grinning.
She pulls out the big guns and she just unbuttons her top button.
She just kind of like half pouts. It's like, see, now that's unfair.
I have never played fair in my life. You should
No,
get used to
I
this.
don't suppose you have. I should expect nothing less.
Many should know at this point that Percival plays dirty, both in and outside of the bedroom. As she leans in to like nip your neck.
Oh, she kind of, it's like, oh, are you going to? And then you go for the neck, and words cease. Face blossoms red.
A weak point has been found. Ah, that it is your neck and not your ears. I thought these were the sensitive parts.
Well,
Trails her fingers up your up your cheek. It's like, perhaps you could show me a few more later.
she will quickly grab the wine glass and just fucking downs it.
Oh, I didn't think you'd need the liquid courage for this. She does. She gives you like the tilt of her head and gives you the meme first time.
She will rail her eyes away. I mean, well, it's not exactly much going on in a forest.
Tickles her fingers under your chin. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not here
Maybe
to
some
pressure you.
spells here and there, but
Spells! Oh, you need to tell me
Yeah.
about those at some point.
I don't know that I do.
Oh, I will.
I think I've told you more than enough.
She like gives you the puppy dog eyes. She leans in to give you a kiss. Oh no, I don't think so. I'll drag those out of you kicking and screaming.
Somehow I believe you.
Though I believe it would be consensual.
All right. And to other group.
And Soren just at this point kind of like nuzzles into Agathar's neck and says, "By the way, where did you get the idea to come here?"
You know, on my
Slyfang recommended it.
he,
Why do you ask?
yeah, right. He's
Just roll insight and be like, she's here, isn't she? She's right behind me.
he's kind of he just adopted the mindset of Mel. He's just like she's always
She's
watching
always
him.
watching.
She's always watching.
Mel, Soy Fang, and Santa Claus.
Yeah, always watching. Especially Santa Claus. Um, he kind of like was going to go say one thing. He's just Soy Fang did some scouting.
Oh, so would that explain why she's here watching you at the moment?
She's he just like looks around.
He just like kind of like nods in her direction with a warm smile.
I mean, it's one of those things where you'd be able to pick her out of a crowd when she wants to be picked out, and like
Oh yeah.
like you look at her, she looks at you,
Looks at you.
and she lifts up her wine glass like.
Cheers.
Then Agathar's like, where are the others?
he just kind of like, yeah, honestly, because it's like wait, if she's here and she was on girl night, where are the others? And so he just kind of starts. He just like gives her a blush and a wave.
You can see Rensois, and it takes you a minute to recognize him, but it's like, wait a minute, that's Percival.
Wait,
Who's a
Who's
rabbit
that
now?
rabbit bitch? Oh,
hold on,
It's
Soren.
that same one from before. Morrigan, the bitch.
Yes.
Somebody's hitting on my sister.
Hitting on, full on in her lap and sucking on her
Yeah.
mouth.
Succubus. This gun.
Yes, hello.
He sees
I
them and
only
he's
had
just,
bitch in charge. Remember that shit.
remember where Succubus come from. They come from hell, which was where I also come from. He kind of blushes more. It's like, oh, they're here too. Oh, they saw me. They had to. Not that
You
it's
know
a
your
bad
dirty
thing.
secret.
Not that I.
I'll keep
wanna
you my dirty little secret.
He kind of blushes more. It's like, okay, cool. You know what? That makes sense. He will obviously, take out the wine, test it for poisons because that's just what he does. Hashtag always check the wine.
Soren's already poured himself a glass and has already downed one.
No, I didn't check it first.
I'm
Don't
dead
die.
now. Agatha, roll me a nature check at advantage.
Sure thing.
You got the skunk wine.
Ooh, double eights.
You got some good wine, and no, it is not poisoned. Aside from just how wine normally is,
Being
just
good.
poison, because it's alcohol.
Yeah.
And so does Soren? I don't know if Soren knows that about Agathar yet. If he literally checked, because I don't remember if he's been around him whenever he's checked for poisons.
He always, whenever we're eating out in public, he
yes.
always does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every time we eat,
Yeah.
except for like when we're in Morrigan's cart, essentially. But he always
Especially
checks.
at Mills.
Yeah.
Especially
So
at Mel.
Yeah.
yeah. So when Soren's finished with
Bitch.
downing that glass, he slams it back down on the table and goes, "Ah, you checking it for poisons, love?
Yes. Oh, right. You did hear
Why?
that he.
Which- Which, like, admittedly, Soren has seen both Vaelyn and fucking Renswaw do the same shit.
No.
Yeah. He just kind of goes, I don't know why he'd be doing it for me, and he like pulls the right side of his lip back and taps on the snake fang in his mouth.
You know what? That's fair. Habit.
Fair enough. Force of habit.
Yeah, literally, force a habit. You never know. They might develop a poison that poisons non-poison stuff. You know,
so-
just the
yes,
normal,
yes.
normal
Yes.
healthy lines of thought.
It's like, well, it certainly ain't the black venom anymore, because I returned that to Mel earlier the time he'd been here. I managed to have a conversation with her about things, and well, she tested my poison resistance, and it appears I am completely immune now.
Oh, that's good.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean that type of training is very brutal, but it works.
Oh, tell me about it. Every day I wanted to die.
He just smiles.
Speaking of Soren, right now that wine is doing nothing for you.
Yeah.
You're immune to wine.
You physically can no longer get drunk because you are.
Yeah.
that means you could win all of the drinking contests.
Does Soren know enough about alcohol to know that that's how it works?
No.
I suppose.
I mean, not.
But yeah, he kind of like just picks up the wine glass and just kind of looks at it again and goes, "Funny, this doesn't hit the same way it used to."
Probably the poison thing. You know, it's kind of like, alcohol kind of affects. Alcohol is technically a poison. It's
Yes.
just, a safe one, sort of, kind of, not really.
Well, that would explain it why it can still kill you if you drink enough of it.
And he will sip his wine, and then because it's a red wine, I don't think he's ever had a red wine, so I think maybe he has. He probably has with his dates on with Soife. He probably had red wine, and so I mean, every time he takes a sip, he kind of like recoils a little bit because it's so like bitter.
Like, well, Soren still tastes the bitterness of the alcohol, right?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
and
taste
its
is still there,
dryness.
but the effect is just not there.
Yeah, the dryness and the bitterness.
Yeah. And he just kind of says that, well, I'm kind of glad in a few ways. One, I can enjoy the flavor without getting shit-faced. Because my poor little weak constitution couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I have never really fully been drunk. I mean, I've had a lot of the drink that people say watch out for, and then it was fine.
So you kind of cut out there a little bit again. What'd you say?
Essentially, he said, well, I mean, I've had like those drinks people usually avoid or usually get to, take to get shit faced, and well, I've never really been drunk before, so I don't know. I don't know what it feels like.
A whole life being drunk. In fact, my first night in intimacy, I was drunk. But that didn't happen that night. It happened the morning after. But that's irrelevant. It's an interesting experience.
Hagathor was there for that drinking contest, right? Can't remember if that was while he was away.
I think he was, because it was right after the assault on the dancers, because that's where he actually
Right,
officially
yes.
met Terra.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think he was there for that. He was like, "Oh yeah, at the drinking contest with oh, really? I didn't realize that was your first intimacy."
It was. I decided to wait until the morning because, it just didn't seem right to engage in that while either of us were drunk, and I kind of wanted to remember the experience.
Yeah. Hey, he just lifted his glass. Cheers for our first intimacies recently.
Aye, first intimacies, and he taps and he goes, "Yours was only recently?"
Well, it was in that bar when we were hiding out in Here's Eye, actually. It was before we left to go after the forge. It was the night before.
Ah,
Remember?
I do remember that. Well, I don't remember the intimacy because it wasn't with me, but I'm assuming that's when you put the bun in Sui Fang's oven.
Yep. I
Congratu-
think she said I had good instincts. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but
He, Soren just kind of smirks and says, "You'll probably figure it out eventually." And
probably.
he downs that glass of wine and pours himself another.
And at around this point in time, 2 dishes of salad arrive, and they sprinkle some Parmesan on it. A basket of breadsticks. And it arrives for both tables. And we will...
Are these unlimited?
Yes, they are unlimited. And
Huzzah.
then we will cut over to other party. as your breadsticks and salad arrive as well.
I don't know how flustered have I gotten Rincewa at this point.
White.
Just she lets off, just like as she kind of like plops in the seat beside you as the food arrives. It would be nice at some point where we felt more comfortable around each other to. What's a good way to put it? Be that close.
She chuckles. I mean, you're in my lap chewing on my neck. I don't know how much closer you want to be. At least in public.
He looks around. Well, in public, no. I have standards. Teasing only goes so far before it becomes a public disturbance.
If the two of you may roll insights.
7.
7.
Dirty 20.
Morgan doesn't notice, but Renswa, you notice no one's really paying attention to your table, nor really caring actively. Like
This
if
is
like
Vitrium. They've seen worse in public.
I mean, like you're a Vitrium native, Renswa. Straight up, there are places for that.
Yeah.
So like, people are very loose and chill here.
Morgan has
If anything, we're
standards.
lucky there's no. If anything, we're lucky no one's come to the table. Hey, want a third? Mind if I join in? This looks fun.
No, it's
They
There are
would be
reasons
like
I dislike Vitrium as much as I love it here.
it's
It's like that depends. Do you enjoy being blighted?
Do you like being a raisin?
I
Afterwards,
prefer my
yeah.
third to be severely dehydrated.
Anyway, but no, you would also know that this being Vitrium, you would also know that you are currently in a booth of 2 people, so people don't typically walk up on people in specific areas. Sense?
Right.
Like, you might see a couple people,
We're
Hey.
not in the swingers booth.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a separate booth.
Exactly. Like, you might see a couple people ask Soifang, "Hey, what are you doing here alone?" And she's just like, watching. And, you know, like, that's
Creeping them out.
So yeah, and then and then even the ones without danger sense have their danger sense go off, and
Yes.
they leave.
yes, exactly.
a lot of people develop danger sense right there.
It's like,
So
The
yeah,
other big
It's not
reason
danger-
nothing is gonna happen here is because Soi Fang is right there, and Morgan ain't about to give her more.
anyway,
it's not
anyway.
danger sense. It's just called basic preservation instincts.
Yes. But no, basically, unless you're in a particular area, you're not going to be bothered by anyone trying to do anything like that. And most people just don't care. It's like, hey, as long as it looks like everyone's consenting over there, we're chill.
Lord.
Yeah.
It's so yeah, she plops into the seat beside you now as food arrives. As she grabs a breadstick a la Olive Garden and twirls it in her hand before she takes a bite. It is wild or extraordinary to think only a few short months ago how vastly different things were. For me, at least.
Things were certainly different. Definitely more routine.
You and your family have shown me a lot. I
Don't
don't-
forget that you're part of that fandom now.
Yes. Yes, I am. Still feels odd to say. Like like it doesn't fit right just yet.
She'll reach over and pull you to her side. I think you fit quite well right here.
Ears do the pin back thing. Well, I certainly hope so.
She will lean in, just slowly, and then she just snaps to the side and and takes a bite of your breadstick out of your hand.
I think like utter shock on her face. It's like, creature.
Vile behemoth, you have stolen from me!
She just grins.
You never steal anyone's breadsticks.
If
That's
they
a
are
crime.
unlimited!
Sorry, 1 second. I was just given a tray of nachos.
What not show?
Too bad.
Because they're not chose.
They are
Thank you.
Rocks fall,
Thank
Agatha
you.
dies.
Say, wait,
fair
wait.
Evasion.
It's like no, just play the fucking the Titus laugh from Final Fantasy X.
Yes. I need a soundboard with that on it so bad!
I don't know what was going on in the booth that day, but something went wild.
Well, no, it in the context of the scene,
It
he's trying to
makes
fake
sense
it,
in
yes.
context.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it is very much supposed to be a very fake, very forced laugh.
Which turns into genuine laughter later.
Yeah,
It's a cute scene. I love that game so much.
it is. Yeah, no, like
I thought
people
I
harp
thought
on it
that.
because it's like super cringe out of context. Well, that's why there's context.
Yeah.
Yeah, like out of, like people take it out of context. Go, oh, this voice acting is so bad, and it's like, no, it's supposed to be
It's
like that.
It's like yes. However, it's purposely bad.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, like-
the point.
There was a point to that. Like Titus was actually
Anyway.
was actually
Right.
laughing badly. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. But you steal her breadstick, she looks offended.
She
Dork.
she just looks at you cockily, chewing.
Oh, what would be You see her snap her fingers and the taste of that breadstick is suddenly very bitter.
Then Renswaw's blighted.
No.
Prestidigitation.
Oh, wait, no. Scratch that. I've got something better. I've got something so much better. You've got the breadstick. She just latches onto the other end and starts chewing towards the middle.
And she just like pauses like mid chew. She doesn't let go. But
It's like weirdly, it's either like it's like half intimate, half aggressive, just like
it's just who can play at this game.
this game. Like whomever reaches the middle first is truly the victor.
Right, and she pauses momentarily, and will just slowly begin chewing towards the center.
I mean, eventually we meet in the middle.
It's just Lady and the Tramp for fucking breadstick.
Hell
The
yeah.
breadstick.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe we're being outdated right now, Soren. This is like a
You need to turn it up to 11.
bet.
So either, wait, quick, do it with me. Puts it in the thing and then just doesn't even chew, just slides to the end.
Oh!
I think at that point the breadstick falls out of Soren's mouth as he just can't conceive what's happening and then faints.
Yeah.
I gotta swallow the breadstick whole. I've been training.
Oh my God. Watch, I can do two at once.
Where's the other one? Wouldn't you like to know?
Moving along.
But yeah, she steals a smooch at the end before licking her lips. You're an adorable dork. What do you see in me?
I mean, I see a lot of things. You're confident, driven, smart, funny, focused. You know what you're after, and you go for it unabashedly and wholeheartedly. It's something I admire a lot about you. Something I struggle with.
You can like see the red bleeding out from her cheeks as she sinks a little. You're plenty driven. You're the kindest person I've ever met. Anyone who could willingly get close to this sort of person I've been has to have the patience of a saint and the drive of something far greater than that. I drove you crazy at the start.
I mean, you did. Valen's been driving me crazy for far longer, and I still love him.
True. So I maybe don't want to be compared to Vaelyn.
You know what my point is.
Yes, I do. Kind of like leans on the table and kind of like fiddles with her salad. Eventually, this is all going to be over. This adventure, this huge task, whatever this war ends up being, making it onto the other side. She kind of like looks, side eyes you. What does that look like for you and me?
Well, and she kind of lounges back in the booth, kind of looking up a bit. I suppose that really depends. Well, it would be, as much as I love her, it would be nice to move out from others, have a place of our own.
I think I have a residence you can stay in.
True, true.
And around this time, the main course arrives. What would you say is Morgan's favorite food?
Morgan's favorite food. Is this because I didn't order and I'm assuming Soy Fang is ordered my food for me?
No, this is because this was a 3-course meal that was already planned as part of this reservation.
So Soy Fang made the reservation, so she's assuming my favorite meal.
Based off of intelligence and knowledge she's gathered off. Yes.
A single potato.
Let me get an insight.
Well, her insight against you is she knows your favorite.
Let me just make a note here next to...
We've also been traveling for quite some time together.
Also,
Fair enough.
she is a master assassin. Things like knowing a target's favorite food is very much within her skill repertoire.
Who said Morgan
first-
ever made her favorite dish?
Come on, just give me a favorite.
Jeez, what would... It would be a very simple dish.
Alright.
it would probably be like a vegetable stir fry with either duck or chicken.
Okay. And
It's like the simplest thing she makes.
and for Renswa?
Probably a little on the nose, but mushroom risotto.
All right then. So yes, a very beautiful mushroom risotto is placed onto the table before you guys, and a very beautiful vegetable stir fry with duck and goose. Was that the other meat? Was that the other meat you made? Was duck and goose? Question mark.
It was either it was like either or. They all kind. It's just like common
Okay.
bird
So
that would be
yes.
hunted.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
bird that
yeah.
gets shot
It
out of the
is.
sky.
It is duck and goose.
I think
It is a very beautiful dish, and I will cut from you guys to Thorin and Agathar as their main meal arrives. What are your favorite foods? Both of you.
It's honestly, it's something the player, haven't really thought about. But for Agathar, it's kind of pretty simple. It's anything not human flesh. So he's um.
So elven
kobolds
flesh
on
is
the
okay.
table.
So I think he's very fond of. Oh boy. You know what? Chicken Alfredo. Why not? Let's just make it simple.
Alright then. A dish of chicken
Literally-
alfredo is laid out before you. It is very
Literally what I'm
beautifully-
eating right now.
It's very beautifully plated. It has.
See, I was gonna say chicken wings, bone in, obviously.
Obviously.
it
He
has.
makes a little monster at the table.
He fucking would.
He would 100%.
He just rebuilds the chicken.
Yeah,
He can.
100%.
And how about you, Thorin? What's Thorin's favorite?
I don't know. That's something I've never really thought about. I guess
same.
since he hunted for a good part of his life before meeting Misaki, I would have to say it's some sort of wildlife, like seasoned wildlife, like deer meat maybe.
Alright. It is
Like
wild.
quail.
It's
Whale.
It's wild venison with a side of quail and a garnishing of fresh vegetables.
Yeah, probably with like a
Sounds
side salad
good
too.
Right now.
And
Again, obviously, beautifully cooked, very beautifully prepared. Like, basically think, even if these are simple dishes, they can still be plated in a very extraordinary way, which is what they are doing. Like, they have plated them in a very presentable way. Agathar, yours specifically has its chicken done in a little smiling skull shape. His is the only one that has this attached to it.
I
Fucking
want so
incredible.
badly for them to come out with like sparklers and be like happy birthday.
It isn't his birthday.
it is because Soy Fang has said it is.
Honestly.
But yeah, anyway, looking between Soren's and yours has a little skull motif drawn out in the chicken.
He will just kind of just give the plate a big smile and kind of look over to where she is seated, where Soy Fang is seated, and he will just just silently, with a little bit of the thieves can't hand uh, sign language. It will just simply it'll just simply say, um, you really are the greatest treasure.
Half the restaurant responds. Who, me?
No. All she does is supply a wait.
He will look back at Thorin and just lean into him. Uh, and he says, "This looks incredible."
I mean, if I didn't tell you Soya was here, you'd probably know she was now.
I probably, I probably would have gotten the inkling a little earlier. Um, Thorin, Thorin, give me a high or a low.
Um, hi.
Okay. Uh, he will. This kind of slips out of him. He will just kind of like look at the ensemble, and just like look at the where the salads were, and he just kind of like continues kind of rambling about the food. It's just like, and the dishes are just they look so amazing, and the chicken it looks amazing. Like it's like cut up, but it still looks moist, and that salad was a beautiful color of yellow, and it was. You see those onions? There's big onions. Like those were amazing.
Those are some beautiful onion. Yeah,
Yeah,
Soren just sits there and
I
he
think
he
Soren should get an insider.
yeah,
It's one of those
yeah. Because
clear things.
yeah, 13.
uh, you heard Agathor call the salad yellow. It was very clearly a green salad.
Well, the first thing that he won't catch it immediately,
Mhm.
but he'll say, "I've never told this is my favorite thing, my favorite dish. I've never told anyone." Did you say yellow?
Mm, Yeah, yeah. The salad was a beautiful color.
You said it was yellow though.
Well, yeah, because it is right.
No, it's green.
Kind of like does a thought glare, not like an angry glare, but just like one in thought, and then just kind of looks back at the uh the salad bowl, and just kind of thinks for a moment. Uh oh okay.
Is
I guess wrong.
is something wrong?
Um, I guess I didn't really. I guess it's never come up, and well, I'd never really discovered it until recently. I guess. After looking through Feng's eyes, doing all that kind of stuff, I didn't really realize. I can't really see some colors. I guess like greens and I think reds. Like I can't see those very well.
Oh, you're colorblind?
A little, yeah. You know, sometimes my vision goes gray fully for only like a moment or two. Doesn't last long. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe I got some funky eyes or something.
well, how long has it been going on?
As long as I can remember, I think I was born with it. Maybe.
Have you ever had it looked at?
Not.
Because I'm not sure that's exactly how color blindness works. Like, it's not supposed, as I understand, it's not supposed to go completely black and white.
Uh. Well, I don't know. I've always maybe thought that my dark vision kicks in for some strange reason. I don't know. Well, granted, 6 years of my life I was with my parents, and then 2 I was with Mel, and then the rest I've been with you guys. So I haven't exactly had the time. Been
Oh,
been a little busy.
well, I suppose that's fair. And Soren takes a scoop of the salad and yeah, just like shoves it into his mouth and just chews it a little bit and says, "Doesn't matter how you look at it, it still tastes great."
Yeah. Is Maury green or yellow?
Maury's green.
Oh no, have I been yellow to you this whole time?
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
legit a Simpson.
Oh, me! Francois!
More.
He just like curses to himself a little bit. It's like, I got her the wrong hat.
What did he say? Sorry.
He's like, he just says, like curses under his breath. It's just like, I got her the wrong hat.
Oh. Well,
I mean, that's
I'm
why her cowboy hat was tan. I thought she was yellow.
Black. Master Wig.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, man, this is why I always wear grays and blacks, because it's just what it is. Like that's at least something that I can see.
should have been black. It matches her soul. The Soren just says, "Well, I'm sure she still likes it, but if she doesn't, she might be willing to let you trade it in for something she would."
Eh, he just shrugs. Maybe. I mean, I got it because I got everybody cowboy hats, and I got one, and I thought it would be a fun little thing.
Sor- Soren smirks and says, I suppose you haven't known that I've been yellow. This one that I'm actually yellow in color."
No, you're gray.
He does like a performative snap and goes, "Darn, guilty as
Come on,
charged."
you got to put more effort into gaslighting.
That is a sword light right there.
The Soren doesn't do gaslighting very well.
No.
It's like, look, he's not Shad.
You're
And-
making
Soren,
it so cool.
and
Soren Wandershad.
yeah, and cut to the group. It has just arrived.
I think Morrigan kind of deflates a little when she sees her plate and kind of plays with the food a bit before she has a bite. It's not bad.
Francois is digging delicately, but digging into her risotto. Oh, it was quite good.
Smiles, continues eating to kind of like face you in a way as she kind of just picks at her plate.
With mental milk, lentil milk, mushroom risotto.
One, Morrigan knows your favorite food. You get it often enough.
True.
Would you allow Rensois?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like her reaction to her meal is sort of maybe slightly melancholic. Like it has emotion attached.
What's wrong?
Uh, and she picks it, flips over one of the vegetables on her plate. This is it's not the accurate recipe. It's a close facsimile, but it's a dish. My circle often cooks. I whip it up for myself once in a while in the caravan. I'm poor imitation. No, went into it. Try much cooking when I was younger. I was too preoccupied playing in the mud.
It is still funny to imagine you just gallivanting through the mud.
I
As much
imagine
as
at
a
one
neat
point
freak as you are.
I am not so much a neat freak as I,
She just quirks a brow.
she like tries
Like,
to
yeah,
deny
go
a
on,
thing.
defend yourself. Let's see how this works out for you.
I just developed the need to have order when I did not have any. I went through a very long time where I had little control, so I take whatever amount I can get.
Fair enough.
Francois.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you roll some shit.
Give me some check.
So, a 20. How recent it was. Remember. Time to use. Data sad. Cheering up.
She
She's
needs.
not doing the smolder.
Self-respect.
That
She
shit just
has
sent
it.
a fucking tidal wave over the, the fucking.
She gets like the inkling of an idea, and she's like, nah.
It's
So
nice to.
she just hears Neotah. It's like, if she's sad, do the smolder and you'll get laid.
She has like a dark robe on in the back, and she's like, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
No.
Morgan
Swall-
responds with couch. That is where you're sleeping.
No, Red just like pulls her to her side and like reaches over and starts like stroking her ears and like down the back of her head. And it's just like, "Mm, I suppose it makes sense. So it's kind of comfort food. Reminds you
Yeah,
of home.
in a way, just feeling normal. I like cooking, making food, feeding people is. I don't show how much I care for people very easily outwardly. It's easier to do through food, meal. People are always happy when they're eating. So, some little amount of me is in everything I cook.
No,
I
I
cut the
don't know if
fragment
this
of my
enough.
own. To cut the
I
fragment of
don't.
my own flesh off into my meals. That's why I'm so short.
Been doing it for ages. I used to be a Goliath.
That explains the attitude.
She just chuckles. Well, I don't know if this will make you feel better or worse, but it's kind of the same from now.
Yeah. Considering what I've heard of her exploits, it doesn't seem terribly far off from some of the experiences I've had. You kind of get attached to food when you don't get to have it for a long time.
Hmm. Mom used to make risotto for me when I was sick. It was one of the few times I didn't have to worry about checking my food over for poison.
So there were times where she was, and she like bites her tongue. It's nice. Yeah,
Is it really still so hard to believe that she can be mother, even on rare occasions?
I am biased. I have not liked her since the start. She surprised me in a way I wasn't expecting, and I immediately did not trust her. She knew things she wasn't supposed to know, with nothing to go on. What would you want me to do?
Well, I think you just don't like that she had one up on you.
She looks away. Is she just looks sadder for a moment. She knew. she knew they were gone. She's so incredibly powerful. And yet they go unabashed. Just like that wretched knight, with all the power at their fingertips and choosing not to use it. Call me bitter. But I am not easy going around people like that.
Well, when people have power, it's like you said, people want them to use it. And everybody has their own idea of how they should use that power. There's a reason Master Mel keeps her so tucked away in a forest that no one wishes to enter. She's not a recluse simply to be an eccentric. She is one, but also it's a form of protection. It's a place she can be and not have to constantly be living to everyone's expectations for thousands of years.
Like there's like a pause as she kind of turns her head away. Well, I'm glad she's safe.
Well, safe as one can be living in the bramble, at least, but most things there wouldn't want to tussle with her. Really, the main threat would be the other archmages, if any of them ever wanted to really try.
I don't take them for being all that courageous in the face of an actual challenge. People in power tend to be cowardly when faced with something that can do them harm.
Oh, we've seen that all too well.
Agreed. I think she like leans back. I think I've lost my appetite.
Oh, are you sure? She just picks up your fork, stabs a piece of duck, and holds it up for you.
I need a persuasion check.
At advantage? Question mark.
No.
Gosh, I'm gonna
But
give advantage
but if-
to the
but if
Goyle
you use
Flynn.
It doesn't matter. It's fucking 9.
I was gonna say is like, well, if you use the smolder,
DM inspiration. Reroll that shit. I'm messing.
It's like, wait, smolder check, d20, smolder check.
Oh, it's pretty good.
No, it's not.
Is this what is a smolder check?
All right, all right. If it's low, it's good. If it's high, it's good. If it's like right smack dab in the middle, not so much. Like a 7, it's pretty low. It's pretty...
That's like
That's mid.
yeah.
You're mid.
damn.
I think she looks at you and she's like desperately you do the smolder of all things and you hold this and
Oh, that was a joke.
okay.
Oh, that was an out of character joke.
It's a prank.
Darn, because I was kind of hoping that if it did work, you know how it basically sets the passions of anybody that's hit with it on like really high. With Morgan, it just makes her really hungry.
Oh god.
Imagine.
She leans in and bites the fork before leaning into you. I have far too much baggage.
Well, luckily we have a home to unpack.
And with that, dirt arrives.
How much money does this woman have, and why is she not investing it in the caravan?
Let's see. So for Renswa, it's obviously a carrot cake. I believe that's what you said was her favorite dessert, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. And for Morgan, what is Morgan's favorite dessert?
It's probably like something simple, like a plain ice
Simple.
cream.
I was about to say simple and rare. Probably like a vanilla bean ice cream. That
I don't
seems
know
like
about
something.
rare.
I mean, rare because you're in the rainforest, in a forest in
Oh,
general.
rare here. Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Eh.
So it's one of those things of like
It
you
would be rare in
have
theory, probably.
you have a very simple bowl of vanilla bean. There is little to no garnishing on it. It is just the ice.
Hmm. Just
But it has
skims a bit off the top. Yeah.
a very beautiful to itself. That way, even with just a little scoop, some of that hops of complement the sweetness.
Gonna make a dex check.
As you have a Anton.
I'm just gonna use my portent 18 to very quickly spin my spoon and just dab a dollop of that ice cream on Rensoir's nose.
Okay.
Using portents properly, folks.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Also, you wouldn't have
Doing
had
the
the
important
portents. You
things.
wouldn't have had the portents for something because you used that last session on.
Oh yeah, you
Boy.
caused him to have a 7.
Yes.
I must have forgotten a blanket. My bad.
It's okay. She rolled a 4 anyway, so we.
Nothing's changed.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember, even she can roll low.
It's not that they can roll low. I was just afraid of the plus 27. They're out there. I've got a note here
So yeah.
saying a DC 40.
Yeah, you dollop the ice cream on Rincewa's nose as we cut to the group. As your
Her
dessert
eyes just
trays.
cross.
As your dessert trays arrive, Agathar and Soren, what are your two favorite desserts?
I think Agathar's is actually like a lava cake. I think it's a warm treat because he's cold-blooded, so the cold
All
he
right,
doesn't like the cold, so I think he likes a warm dessert.
all right. And as for Soren,
Soren's would probably be a strawberry cheesecake.
all right then, a light, fluffy strawberry cheese placed before, and a magma hot lava cake is placed before Agathar with like a little chocolate drip on it, a little whipped cream just right there on the top of it.
Soren's just like looking at this in shock. It's like, how does she know?
It's her job.
Uh,
Hey, at least she's using this for the power of good and not to try to kill you.
oh yeah, that's a good thing. I like to think I'm properly trained and pretty good at what I do, but something tells me I wouldn't stand a chance against her.
I don't think anybody would, honestly. Even we, I'm gonna say we got lucky when Raymir had control over her at the very beginning. We just put her in a hole. We didn't get to see her unload.
Well, we're lucky that that Morgan had that hole to begin with,
Yeah, yeah,
and she had quick thinking.
yeah. I admittedly I was just gonna try to charge for Raymir. Honestly, I just wanted to go for the throat. I didn't. Well, obviously we couldn't have hurt her because any damage on her is damage to me. So it would have been a pickle.
I'm really glad it turned out the way it did.
Me
Now,
too. Yeah, me too.
now, let's see how this cake is. And he sticks his fork into the cake and takes a bite.
It is a perfect cheesecake, and like a syrupy strawberry swirl inside of it. Basically one bite you can taste like the creaminess of the cheesecake, and then you have that little tanginess of the strawberry aftertaste as they kind of like trail from one to the in like this seamless.
Yeah, and Soren's eyes just kind of roll into the back of his head as he just goes, "Oh, that's good. I'm gonna have to
Agatha
eat here every
stares.
day."
Agatha stares at this dessert. And he just kind of stares at it. Green?
What?
Because it's the red strawberry swirl, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he can't see red. He's guessing what the color is.
So what did he say? Green?
Yeah, he's like, green?
So Soren almost chokes on the piece that's in his mouth as he starts like kind of like gagging as when he says green. And he says, right. And he's like fist pounding his chest to try and he's taking breaths and he goes, right. You can't see red. This just put a thought in my head. What color do you think you were turning when I said you turned strawberry? Were you thinking you were turning green?
Maybe? Yes.
That was insight, not
Soren,
deception, but I know what you meant.
No, he was like trying to incite that moment.
Oh boy.
Green?
he just like starts like laughing again. He goes, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at this. But, I'm sorry for laughing, Aggie.
It's fine.
But no, it's red. Strawberries are red."
Cool. Yeah, cool. I should take a note of that. Meh. He pokes at his cake a little bit and then just starts eating it.
So the second you kind of like stab the fork into the cake itself, like it just slips through, and like immediately, like a bursted vein, just out comes a chocolate fun inside, just like, over your
I
a
think he's
little
gonna be a little.
steam rising on.
I think he's gonna be a little shit. I think he kind of stares at it, gets a thought, and then like adjusts how he's holding a fork, almost like he would a knife, and then just like wrap around it and then slit it like it's slitting a throat of somebody, just to see how Soy Fang reacts.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's like he's like trying to flirt. I guess it's like
Okay.
yeah,
You know
he's just like
what?
you know what? I'm gonna
Roll
assassinate
me.
this cake and see how she
Roll
reacts.
me a sleight of hand.
Okay, he's absolutely a little shit, and will always take the opportunity. Oh god, I thought I was gonna roll a natural one.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Maybe
19
19.
though?
Staring that at inspiration now.
Alright. Go ahead and roll insight if you want.
Okay.
I, rolled.
Fuck.
You have advantage, sure.
Fair enough. I get that couple's advantage.
Maybe saw a little blush there.
He kind of does a
Murder
little
turns me
smirk.
on.
Yeah, he just kind of like does a little smirk, lick the fork, kind of like lick the fork, and then just looks at Soren. Um, it's just like, yeah, I guess I was thinking about green, but you know, it's hard. I don't really do colors. I just, you know,
It's like, wait, does this mean strawberries aren't green?
yeah, kind of. He's learning a lot.
So,
Yeah, strawberries are green.
yeah, Soren's just kind of like eyeing him cautiously and says, "Is that a warning?" As he points to the cake that's now slit open.
He gives a smirk. What do you want it to be?
I would like it to not be a threat because I was laughing at your colorblindness.
Who knows? He just gives him a shitty grin.
He's- he goes, "I love you,
Inside him if
Aggie."
you want. Yeah, yeah,
Insight. Insight.
Oh boy.
yeah. Yeah, you know Agathar's a shit liar. He's just playing with you. Um, he just kind of giggles. All right, enough of my sad life. How about you have like a story about when you were wandering? You have any cool encounters?
He has his fork in his mouth as he's just taken a bite of his cheesecake, and he says, have I already told you about the Oni that I fought right after I completed samurai training?
I I think I heard of it. I think you mentioned it.
Did I ever give you the details behind it?
Not
Like
really.
right. So that Oni was actually an Oni being a type of demon from another realm. Um, it was actually the reason I met Misaki in the first place. It was in the woods, in between. It was in the woods in between Deepwood and Morningwood. I was out hunting to try and get some materials that I could sell, and that's when I met it. It was there. That's when I encountered it. It was a. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. Like it was like a huge amalgam of like different
It
different
was a
creatures, right?
it was a swarm of that melded
Yeah,
into one another and slithered around as an amalgam.
yeah,
Oh boy, horrors beyond my comprehension.
yeah. And so he basically says it was nothing I've ever seen before. It was a creature like a swarm of wolves, just all into one. That was just one entity, and it just slithered around like snakes in water at the same time, just going across the ground and just up trees and just effortlessly. And it was coming after me when the moment it encountered me, so I ran. And I was trapped in the woods for a few weeks with that thing, and it never actually killed me. It just, as you could see, it just it just injured me and prevented me from eating or drinking or doing anything, prevented me from sleeping. It was trying to make me suffer, just just be in agony and be in terror, which I I'm thinking it fed off of that, which is why it did that. But I eventually made it out of the forest, just running one direction, and that's when I came to Dante's Peak. Once I got out of the forest, though, it stopped chasing me, and I found the path at the base of the mountain, climbed up it, and that's when I met Misaki and promptly passed out on her doorstep from exhaustion and starvation. And he gives that a minute to set in
Hmm.
as he takes another bite of his cheesecake.
Yeah, Agathar is like leaned in closer to you, looking at you with that like inquisitorial student-like stare. Like he is 100% invested and taking in all of this information.
Yeah, after he swallows that one bite, he continues, it was, like I said, a creature I've never seen before or anything of its like, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like it again since then. But, fortunately, Misaki has seen one, and he, he did more for me than anyone had ever done since I was exiled. took me in. She nursed me back to health. She fed me. She was like a mother to me. And his expression starts to just like kind of like dampen a little bit as he remembers his life with Misaki, and he says, and for 3 years she took care of me, and she taught me, and she trained me, and she taught me how to fight. She taught me the concept of balance. She taught me the concept of honor. And she's actually the reason I'm as good a person right now as I am. I was kind of a little shite before I met her. I was very disrespectful. I didn't much care what others thought about me. I often went out of my way to piss people off on occasion. But I tried that a few times with her, and she set me straight. And he smiles as he says that, and he says, but she wasn't harsh about it at all. She was always soft, she was always warm but stern, and he demanded a lot of my respect just from that. So I gave it to her, and she taught me how to be a good person. And as I sat there and listened to her, and when she taught me and she showed me the ways of the samurai, and of honor, and of other things like insight, just I began to realize that my foster parents among the Ettery had tried to teach me the same things, but I never listened to them, and that was one of my greatest regrets. But she turned me around. She whipped me into shape, both strength-wise and personality-wise, and my final task was to slay the thing that had tormented me. It took 3 years of training before I was finally able to pick up Megi and Hidari and use them. And I used them to fight the demon. And it was a hard battle. It was not an easy one. I still was severely hurt during the fight. It moved in very unpredictable ways. It lunged with unpredictable strength. It was hard to match and plan around. But eventually, final blow was struck, and the demon was slain. And that skull that I gave you some months ago was from it. I believe you used it to help in Bell's construction, right?
No, I gave it to Miss Ariana to do research.
Oh, right. Hopefully
She's
she was able...
yeah, sorry, she's been researching it for a while now.
Oh, do you know if she's found anything about it?
When I was at the college recently, just exchanging some bones, I forgot to ask, but later we could go together and see if we can pick it up. She's done with it, at least.
He smiles at Agthar and says, I'd like that, I think.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I felt about Mel with everything, because I was you read the journal, I was standing over my friend, just catatonic. I was like that for half a year, where I didn't speak, I didn't think, I didn't do anything. I was like a corpse. Um, and it took a while for me to get out of that funk, what I kind of call it. Um, and she was there, even through her training and all of that, it was just I still I still call her mom, and for a while, and not for a while, but somewhat recently, I was kind of hoping that I would, you know, be considered her son, you know, because I considered her a mom in some aspects. Um, but yeah, I know how you feel, and God, you're so cool.
He he smiles when Agathar says it and goes, "Oh, I ain't much better than most people. I just stuck
Uh,
with one path and I tried my best to master it in the years."
I think you're a much better samurai than Ribbon is. 100%. I think you're a better warrior than a lot of people. The things that I have seen you do, incredible. You're just incredible. And I think we all are. Honestly, we've we've done amazing things. Hell, even I, the moment that I was in the wild with you guys, a week later, I made in like a 2 week, 3 week span, I've resurrected 2 people, and I didn't ever think I was gonna amount to anything, let alone being able to punch above my weight class like I can. And it's Maury's really been helping with my own self image. Um, and I you know, I do find myself kind of being confident, cocky sometimes, even though I try to, you know, keep a lid on it, but sometimes I just can't help it because I have you guys to thank.
It's
Uh,
like Soren just takes this moment to just quickly interrupt him and just tap him on the nose and say, "I'd hate to dig through your body to get to your bones." He says with a smile on his face.
he kind of does a little blush. Is just, yeah, I wasn't in a good mood when that happened.
It was still kind of a shocking line to come out of someone so small,
Well,
but it was a cool tagline. Or it was a cool one-liner.
thanks. Too bad he couldn't live though. I didn't want to kill him, but I was I would. I think I would have if it meant you were able to get to who we got to. And
I didn't want any of them to die either.
yeah, but you know what? It's not everybody can claim that they have resurrected a dragon and resurrected the Archmage of Assassins and killed a Death Lord. So you know, I think I have a pretty good track record. And he just takes a sip of his wine.
The Soren goes, "Oh, it doesn't stop there. You've you've grafted a gun into your own bones, grafted more bones into your bones, and you have these neat little extra appendages. Like I said, I've got a lot to work up to if I want to be as cool as you."
Oh please, you could literally cut air, like you could cut air, and you just like a slash of your sword, you could send air out itself to attack your enemies. I saw what you did against Zul'Aman. That was insane. And the fact that you took like a butter knife and you cut right through that Minotaur's armor, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. One of the coolest things I ever seen. See, Francois absolutely put the beat down on that one guy. That was also one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like, you guys, all of you are so cool. And I'm just so lucky to be with you guys. And I'll never stop being thankful for you guys taking a chance on me.
So at this point, Soren's going to like put a hand behind Agathar's head and just bring him forward and just like nuzzle him lightly and give him a kiss. And he's just going to reply with, "So am I. I'm also that lucky."
Yeah, Agatha just after the kiss, he just like nuzzles under his chin and just leans into him with just a very content and satisfied smile. As he's like, it takes a beat of like silent snuggling to just for him to say, like, I don't want to move, but I also want to keep eating my dessert.
And with
Just
that,
so-
I think that's a cute line to skip over to the other party. Your desserts have arrived. And Renswall, you have just been tagged with ice cream.
Yeah,
And
thinking of like the Call of Duty hit mark.
Yeah, the
I hit it with like flip.
hit marker sound effect just took.
she just like her eyes cross as she stares down at her nose, and she's just like, it's like, and her mouth kind of makes small like open and close, and she just looks at Maury.
And just has the spoon in her mouth. Hmm?
Really?
You ate my breadstick.
We ate that breadstick. Thank you very much.
I had to salvage the situation, yes.
Oh yeah, that was you salvaging. You
I
didn't
panicked.
seem
I
to
had no
have too
idea
many
what to do next.
complaints.
I didn't know what to do. I just thought it would be cute.
Mhm.
Am I wrong?
She just takes a finger and swipes the ice cream off her nose, and then very quickly tries to swipe it on Maury.
I'm going to try and counter.
Go
The
for
two of
it.
them are just like
God,
trying to
smell.
take this.
So
The two-
I have a question. How do the two of you want to run this? Do you want to both like do opposed sleight of hand checks to see who hits who first, or do you want to just like say that, you know, they both hit and so on and so forth? Up to you guys how to describe the scene.
I was
I
just gonna do opposed checks.
Yeah, opposed check. Sleight of hand versus sleight of hand.
All right, go for it. Oh,
Fuck. This is an attack.
right.
Right?
Oh, it's a sleight of hand.
Shit.
Come on.
lucky.
Oh,
Hoping to get,
Lucky.
lucky. You're gonna
It's lucky.
you're gonna lucky this. All right then. You lucky it. Go
100%.
ahead.
Usually you're stoked about
Ooh,
using
it's
those.
worse. So yes, Renswa does tag you on the nose with ice cream first.
Well, I was gonna say, I was like, because I'm trying to remember with Lucky, is it you take the better result or the second result?
You take the better of the two results.
All right, I'd say you're fast enough. She does not manage to, if with the 15 versus 19, you're fast enough. She doesn't manage to get you on the nose. She just like kind of like swipes it on your cheek as you try and pull away.
She looks at you with her pink eyes and then down at her cheek. Well, you can't leave it a mess.
Right, I can't, can I?
No.
Fine. And she's going to lean over and lick your cheek.
Shudders.
Oh my.
She just
How much-
pulls away. She's trying to look like confidently smarmy, but like the rising blush in her cheeks kind of ruins it.
I think she like just grins as she leans on her hand, takes a scoop of ice cream, and just like pops it in her mouth. You know, you look very cool in the moment. You can't hide this amount of embarrassment that you exude.
Hush. She just turns and starts, just digs her fork very forcefully into the carrot cake. He's got a poundily Shovels him. Wait.
Leans in and gives you a kiss on the cheek in return. You
I
really
thought
do
it was
make this.
cute.
It was cute. I'm sorry, I can't. The teasing is just my strange way of showing affection. I'm not good at it.
Ingrained into you.
There weren't a lot of people who enjoyed my company until you. I don't know what to do with it.
Uh-huh. So is that why you tease me at all? Because you like her?
No, that was not teaching. That is torture I do to her. I would not teasingly put a bald spot on the back of your head that I can call back to, or try and gaslight you into believing you are growing mushrooms on you. That is for me.
I really don't understand your disdain for her.
I don't technically disdain her at this point. I think I've just gotten into a rhythm. It's very funny.
Oh, so now you're just doing it to keep up the status quo, is that it?
Blinks for a moment, looking rather thoughtful as her ears kind of do this swivel thing. Maybe I actually see her as a friend, and I don't know what to do with those either.
So torture it is.
I kind
So
of.
blight it is.
I mean, I don't torture your brothers or Soren. Different kind of friendship. Don't see her as a threat, really. You chose
You
me.
mean? Yes, I did choose you. And she just kind of like leans into nose into your neck. Though, do remember, she's the reason that I even found out in the first place.
Right. I wanted to say something. Just didn't know how. I will be honest, the first time that Bunny started in on you, I went right to my cousin and I grabbed her by her collar and lifted her up against the wall and threatened her.
Why?
Because she was the leader of her group and I was assuming the one who could rein her in.
Yes, well, as both of us quickly learned, there's no reigning.
I was quite upset by this. I am new to a lot of these fuzzy, warm emotions you all seem to revel in quite so easily. I am trying my best.
Trust me, I'm taking it one day at a time. But one day at a time isn't half bad.
No, it's not. I'm happy with it that way. However long it is we have.
Well, hopefully it's quite a while.
One hopes, yes. Just awkwardly silent there for a moment. And clear could like thought in her face is just like, no, what do I say now? Okay,
So good weather we're having, right? Shit.
you could definitely tell much easier as she sinks and her ears pin backwards. She's just trying to find words that aren't there. So hard.
And that. Agathar, Soren, final scenes. How do you want to end? Your entire deal has been finished, thoroughly stuff. What are the three of you going to be doing? What are the two of you going to be doing?
He just lets out a satisfied sigh as he's just leaning back against Sora, and he just kind of thinks for a moment. And then, because it's probably been up until this point, another one. Sora, at some point during the date, he horked down a potion. Because he realized what time it was. He was like, "Oh, okay, hold on, I gotta re-up." So he uh, so as he's just kind of leaning back against you, um, he kind of slowly alters the alter self to just kind of be him, but tall. So he just kind of like looks like a dragonborn almost, just a
A
short
lanky
dragonborn.
one.
Yeah, a lanky dragonborn. Um, and he just kind of like looks up at him with a bit of like a smile. He's just like, "I'm not ready yet to be short, I think, but if this is okay."
Soren feels the change and he goes, "No, this is perfect. It's more like what you really are."
Yeah. Is there? I don't know. Is there anything that you wanted to ask about me? I guess. I mean, we haven't really. We know a lot about. I should say, like Percy, and even Rincewa and yourself too. But is there any questions that you want to know about me? As much as I can answer, a whole lot to know.
He closes his eyes to think while he's just been kind of like absently like so Agathar's like leaning back against him, right?
Yeah, I would say just kind of leaning in his side.
Yeah, so Soren has just been kind of like absently just like rubbing Agathar's belly. Like ever since he started doing that.
Okay.
So he's just kind of like looks away in thought and trying to think of something, and he says, "There ain't really a whole lot any questions I have at the moment. I just figured you'd tell me when you were ready, because I know that you've kept your past guarded, and it's understandable, and I don't want to push for it."
Yeah, especially with somebody like Bethany running around.
I
Then that less is known, the better. But I'm just gonna say that there's not a lot of really any good things to know. Um, but maybe when we're in the cart, maybe I can tell you a bit more. Well, he adjusts and he pulls out his bag of holding because he has a bag of holding that he's been wearing like a purse. And he'll reach into it and he'll pull out like a small, kind of battered looking. It's a different notebook than his other ones. The other ones are definitely like research, scientific notebooks. This one's a lot smaller and it kind of like looks like a journal. And he kind of rubs it with his thumb a little bit and just kind of offers you to take it.
So Soren then takes it, and he doesn't really open it at first, but he says, "Does this have your full true name in it?"
No, it doesn't.
Alright. Then I'll consider reading it. In fact, I'm not going to consider, I am going to read it eventually. If it had your
Yeah.
name in it, I'd probably hold back off it, because Bethany I am pretty sure still can still just get me to tell her what it is.
Yeah, pretty much anybody at this point. And with Vaelyn around, I've already assumed that she knows the first name, so um, she knows more than I would like to admit, but you know, she's just a pawn. I don't think Bethany that we know is really her at all. I think it's safe to assume that anybody working under, closely related to Lucas is not themselves.
So you think Bethany's an innocent bystander?
He will actually cast a message on you. He'll kind of glance around and then he'll do like the finger point and he'll cast message on you, so only you hear it. Where it says, where he says essentially, the word I learned from her about Sanctus Sanctorum. That is the right way. I think that is the way it's pronounced. Sanctum Sem. Yeah, that's some 40k shit. Sectum Sempra. The Sectum Sempra. I learned from Garmonti that it's a trigger. What it does, I don't know, but if Bethany seemed panicked and she needed to get it out, I would assume that it's a trigger for her. Then again, maybe she's using that to give me a false sense of security. I don't know. But I think that there is truth behind it, because if Garmonti knows what it is,
If Garmonti.
then it's the truth.
So it's at around this point, the hands that are the hand that's like softly rubbing against Agathar's belly just starts to feel like Agathar will start to notice it. It's becoming a little bit sharper. Like it seems to have been gradually going on, but now it's noticeable. And you can reply to message, right?
Still the whisper too. So whatever your reply is, will also be secret.
Okay. He's going to reply with. Well, I can ask around to see if you'd want that. To see if you definitely can figure a bit more out about it.
Nobody else will know. I don't think. I'm pretty sure that is a Lucas only secret.
Roll a perception check.
Sure. Oh, okay, 16.
Something seemed weird about Soren's voice. It didn't seem like his actual voice, and the hand on his belly is now getting more and more angular, and the fingers seem to be getting sharper.
Kind of lets it go. Soren? He just looks at his hand.
It's not furred anymore; it's scaled, but it's still like a silvery color.
Soren? He just looks up at him. Now, like, what the fuck?
I, and he looks down and then looks at his hand and looks at both of them, and he looks very dragonborn, much like you do now.
Soren?
Well, this is a first.
What the hell?
Sorry.
Are you okay? What happened?
Well, I feel fine, but... And as he's looking at his right hand, he sees the ring and goes, "Oh, right, it's probably this damn ring. I might have unintentionally activated it and done something." Yeah. Is there a spell that does this kind of thing?
Alter self? Probably. Like shit,
Oh.
shape changing? Yeah. That's literally what Agathar used to be a Aragon.
Well, I have a bit more research to do in this ring then.
Hey, Soren, roll me a con save.
Con save. 19.
Feel a little come out of your mouth, and this sweet scent, a small little puff of silvery powder.
Oh.
Again,
You did not spray Agathar with your breath weapon.
Agathar just like he roll. I don't know. He said a trigger word and suddenly Sword started to change. Can he like see if there's a correlation?
No,
between
there is no
that?
correlation.
Okay, all right. Holy shit!
Just a
I just
coincidence.
immediately jumped into like, what the fuck? What's happening?
Surprise,
Um,
Soren's a doppelganger.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. It's just like shit.
no. But I will give you an Arcana check though.
Yes, please. Is this a mel training situation or no?
Yes, it is.
21.
You know enough about Dragonborn anatomy. You literally made one yourself.
I made a damn good one.
Yeah, you made a damn good one. He was very fucking hot.
Yes.
And you would know that Soren just barely held back a breath weapon. Yeah, because he's not used to his body.
Huh.
Alter Self doesn't do that.
When he says ring, Agathar's gonna kind of look at the ring that Soren looked at. Was it the ring that the Archmage gave him?
Yes, it is.
What did you just do, Soren?
I'm not sure. I just was sitting here enjoying the time with you, and I guess I was just a little too focused on the feeling, and I just kind
As
of
Soren, sorry to interrupt you. As Soren is like starts speaking, his jawline just immediately is just grabbed, and then Agathar is just carefully inspecting him, like immediately go into scientific mode. He's just like, Soren, that's not an alter self spell. Soren,
what the heck is it?
he lets go of his jaw and then just like cups his cheeks. I think you found another thing that your linchpin ability can do.
Really?
You said you focused on a feeling, right? Well, I think you were probably focused on, I don't know, because I probably look like a thin Dragonborn right now. Maybe that's what you were thinking. I mean, think about it. Transmutation, the changing of stuff.
Agathar,
Hi.
I will give you with a 21 Arcana. There is one way to test to see if this is just a ability of his or if it's just a spell effect. Alter Self is
Okay.
concentration.
Yeah, Ultra Self is concentration, and it's also transmutation.
Yeah. If you would like, you may attempt. If you'd like, you can attempt to break concentration back to normal.
Can I cast Dispel Magic on him instead of punching him?
I mean, that also works.
I just doesn't want to sock Soren in the middle of a
I mean, there are other ways of breaking concentration, my man.
That's fair.
No, there's not.
Have you ever
punch him
thought
in
of
the
just
eye.
giving him a sudden kiss?
I mean, fair.
He's
but
not a native spellcaster.
That's fair.
Break his nose.
Soren,
But just
Agathar
magic
just kind of.
works.
Actually, no. This will be great. Agathar, just kind of stares at Soren. Okay. All right. So. Okay. So. Just focus really hard on that feeling again. You know, when you had your hand on me and all that, and just think and focus and try to think of I don't know. Try to focus on the Herringon thing. Try to see yourself as a Herringon again, and see what happens. And as Soren just like closes his eyes, he gets a big full like muzzle kiss from Agathar.
Soren,
So Soren's gonna close his eyes, and you're gonna hear him go, all right, and then,
And then it's one of those like arm wrapped around neck kind of kisses.
all right. So, Soren, you can either choose to fail it normally, or you can just roll con at disadvantage.
I'm gonna roll the con at disadvantage.
How much damage is love?
I will determine the DC. He is
Because-
not a native spellcaster.
because I am afraid that if I do this, it's actually both sides are gonna be like a nat 18 and nat 19.
You can always choose to.
Just fail it.
Yeah, he'll fail it because he wasn't expecting it. He'll just fail.
Alright, so immediately you feel the muzzle go from draconic and scaled to furred and shorter. Shorter significantly. It's a good
He's a
gift.
human.
Yep. Agathar's very proficient at kissing muzzles. No, he isn't.
So Soren's back to normal now.
So yeah,
I
no.
believe
This kiss happens, and you feel, Soren, you feel this sensation in the back of your head that you weren't really aware of. Like you feel a snapping sensation, and you just feel a shifting throughout your body as you return back to normal.
Yeah. So once like how long does Aggie full send on this?
I think it lasts like 30 seconds probably, where he feels the shift finish, and then I think he just kind of keeps kissing him because Soren has kissed him multiple times, and so he's getting returns on that. He's cashing in some returns.
Returns
So-
on investment.
Yeah, he's returns on investment. And then after like 30 seconds, he slowly pulls away.
And Soren is full reciprocating on this too. So once it's done, he just like kind of slowly opens his eyes, and he's just there, just going, "Well, that was one way to test it."
Well, it was either that, or I do dispel magic, or I cut you to see if you dropped that concentration, and I didn't want to do any of those.
Nah, this one was more fun.
Yeah, it was.
He starts to smile.
Yeah, it was. So
Your Arcana, Agathar, very sure that, but maybe through some weird.
yeah, okay. Like he used an innate spell ability that he didn't know he had.
Kind of, yeah.
Like how Agathar can cast fucking
The
healing spirit.
yes.
Yeah.
Sort of, yes.
Okay.
It isn't a special ability that only he has because of his linchpin. It's tied to them.
It's tied to the ring.
Yes.
Well then,
Yeah.
I think maybe you need to get that ring identified, or keep playing around with it, because that was well, it was good news. It was a spell, but not like a normal spell, like how I can do that little healing thing occasionally, kind of like that. I would practice with that ring. I think that's a very handy dandy ring, even though it came from her.
Well, it's not like I have a choice in getting rid of this. I've already told you. I don't know if I've told you the details on my linchpinness, have I?
I think you mentioned it.
All right.
Yeah, that's probably good. Probably switch back to the other party.
Yeah, I will say the two of you have that conversation, and you feel as if your reservation is a little bit expired by now. How long you've been here, but eventually you pick up, and you with Soyfang kind of like giving you a small, smirking smile the whole time, and
He tips his hat to her. Actually, he's not wearing a hat. He just instinctively just does it.
She
tips his skull.
will lift up another glass from her third bottle of wine. And
He probably did take over the mafia, the local mafias.
Anyway, but yeah, and the two of you head back to the
Yeah, he's like, get home safe.
Francois, Morgan, on to the two of you for your closing scene.
Well, I believe it's been a wonderful night. Their date, dinner.
A dinner date, as it were.
Yes. I'm sorry if I'm not good at this. Outside of teasing and flirtation, I am quite inept.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I just want you.
She goes to say something and then just like her cheeks puff out at the last bit. It's like, oh. Well, I believe I should at least go out in a way that I know will get the biggest reaction. She goes to scoop you up.
Huh?
As I believe Francois has a very low strength score and therefore is light.
I mean, relatively.
And Morrigan, even as a halfling, has a 12 strength, so has that going for her.
I say, what's the thing with strength? It's like strength score times.
Look, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you want her to lift you up, she can lift you. It may be a bit of a struggle, but yes, she can.
You wouldn't have been able to do it about 2 weeks ago.
You mean like 4 days ago? Just absolutely unable to do a damn. But yeah, if there's not much fight in her, yeah, she's like bridal carry. It's like, I believe it is about time we retired. Yes.
Certain.
And she will carry you as far as she can.
You carry her outside, and when you go outside, and this would have happened for Agatharn too, you would have seen a carriage kind of like sitting there, with a little Inumashi person, kind of like holding up a sign that has Morgan and Rensois. Written
I
on it.
refuse to think she planned this part. She had to have gotten this part bought. Otherwise, I have to seriously change how things work inside the caravan.
But yes.
You mean beg her for money?
No. Privacy. Feel like everyone is watching me at all times with how much they know. They won't fight at this time. He steps into, what is it, like a rickshaw or a carriage or what's going on?
It is it's a horse-drawn carriage. It's one of those like open. It's a closed-top carriage because it contains a lot in Vitrium. So why would they have an open-top carriage? And
Fair enough.
So yeah, basically one of those things of like the second you kind of like announce yourself, the person's like, oh, okay, here you go, and just open door. Allows you in. It's a very comfy carriage. It doesn't look like it's like ritzy, super expensive, but it's comfortable carriage.
I bet Agathar's will be ritzy simply because it's like if I bought something
Yes.
if I bought something too expensive for Morrigan, I would hear about it.
Yes, for Agathar's, it is the ritzy one.
Yeah, even then he'll like message her and be like, God, you got a cart, you're too much.
Yeah. And basically the driver's like, so where to? I have a carriage location here that I think is around the bar with no name postage. Anywhere you want to go instead?
I think home is fine.
Home will do.
Alrighty, hey. And off we go. And the guy will crack the reins, and lead the two of you over there, and four of you.
Besides, as she kind of leans in, you seemed awfully interested in that necklace of mine earlier.
Out of character, I forget.
The one that
The,
let her lycanthrope out.
Or like,
Yeah, the
Oh,
lycanthropy necklace.
she goes flush. Hey, there are the only other Corvin rope or lichen I know of is related to me. So, yes.
Well, I haven't actually used it all the way.
Ear twitch. Oh, that's right.
Experimentation?
But okay,
See what it's capable of.
sure. I am open to that thing you said. Experimenting?
Well, I don't exactly know 100% what would happen. I imagine, well, you have naturally more experience with that sort of thing.
Don't recall seeing you grow feathers, so I can only assume you will shift into something more bestial rather than avian. But they're all generally the same sort of sensation, maybe just at different instincts. It'll be fine. I'm here. Twiddles her fingers, staring down as she actually starts to sweat.
I know I will feel much more at ease having you by my side while I, try it on fully.
Yes, of course. Been happy to be there for your first time.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you wanting to do this in the carriage or in the cart?
No, the caravan.
The caravan? Okay.
Absolutely the caravan.
Okay, okay. Alright. So the four of you arrive, you get into the caravan, and you go to your respective rooms, I would imagine.
I think we all meet at the caravan at the same time, and at the front door, our two groups look at one another like,
So-
evening.
And so we all just look at each other, just immediately all look away.
As we go in, I think I
yeah.
I shoulder check Sora and say like, next to your door there is a switch that will. The sounds from indoors to the exterior.
Okay, there's a next to the door. There is a switch that what?
It will mute any sound from inside to the
Oh.
exterior.
Soren just kind of like sits there, blank faced. Then, kind of a small blush will appear on his face, and he just kind of nods and goes, "Thanks, I appreciate that."
I don't want to hear you. She keeps going in.
Don't worry,
Trust
I
me,
don't want
this
you to
is
hear
for
me
me.
either.
that's more from me than it is for you.
It's for everyone. I don't want y'all to hear me either.
I don't want to hear you either.
Rude.
Yeah, I think when we all kind of part to whatever rooms we're going to, just like Sora just kind of Agathar and Sword just gotta stop at his room because this is closest to the stairwell. He's like, well, that was a wonderful night. Thank you.
It was. I never had a night like that before, and I don't think I'll ever forget it ever. And no matter how long I live.
Well, gotta start making room in that memory because we're gonna keep doing it.
I don't think anything's ever going to replace the first, but every time will be pleasant, I'm sure.
I hope so. And next time I'll flip the bill.
My 4 copper.
he he smiles and nuzzles him again, and it says, "Now that that's all said and done, how would you feel about a little bit more dessert?"
Hold on, Agathar, come on. You have more lava cake in there? We have more lava cake?
There will be lava.
Actual lava?
No. He hears Agathar say that, and he just says, "Well, if I can get that ability down, there certainly will be cake of some kind." And he takes him into his room.
It's just as the door closed, there's a muffled. Wait, there's no cake in here. Click.
all right. And Morgan and Francois, you make it back to your respective room that you're partying in. Francois, do you activate your necklace?
She'll kind of pace a bit in the center area of the room. Do you have any advice, words of caution?
You will, if it is a natural transformation, you will feel. Try to remember back to my first shift. It's kind of like growing a little too fast for your skin. You will feel strange. After the first few times, it will become something you don't even think about.
Is it like the enlarge spell?
You will probably grow a little bit, but you probably won't grow as large as if I were to cast that spell on you. You'll probably gain a couple of feet or a foot, depending on what you change into.
I meant more the sensation. You mentioned growing out of your skin, kind of.
You'll feel the tightness on your extremities and your chest. At first, it's a bit uncomfortable, but it passes, and the more often you shift or change at a whim, it will be something you can put to the back of your head. You're not magically you are magically shifting to a natural born. A natural shift. So your body is doing this rather than some kind of outside force. So you aren't going to feel terribly much, if any, pain. Just it'll be a new sensation. Not easy to put into words.
Right. Wow. I guess it's a bit like a bit like teleportation spells. Just You do it enough times, you just get used to it.
He like reaches out to like touch your forearm. You'll be fine. It isn't going to hurt. It's just going to feel a little funny. You do it a few more times, you won't even feel it.
Right.
So, Francois, right?
Yes.
I am going to describe how this and if there are any tweaks to your appearance that you would like to make. I will then tell you what personality shifts there are, and if you like them, if you do not, then you discard them. Because this is
Okay.
not a cursed item, it's not meant to make you something that you don't want to be as a player. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay. So, you go to shift, right? And you feel your hands very naturally come up to the top of your head and grip around your ears. And then, as if you were pulling dead skin off. After, like, you know how when you get super sunburned, how there's like you're flaking afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, rip your ears and you rip from the top down as you expand out of your own skin. And basically, the remains of what was your body crumble to the ground and dust away. As your new form. You are now 2 feet taller. So you're 8'6". You have these large, rippling muscles just scattered along your body. You have these elongated clawed fingertips and hands and limbs. You have to kind of like hunch over in your muzzle is much more elongated with these sharp, gnarly teeth. And your fur is, I want to say, black with gray speckles. Swoops of gray. And what color are your eyes?
Purple.
Purple?
Well, lavender.
Lavender? Okay, your eyes are still lavender. As you kind of, like, sit there and you can feel this rush of invigoration, of strength and stamina just flooding through you. Your senses are far more attuned to the world around you. It's almost as if you've been with like your nose stopped up for your entire life, your ears full of wax and clay, and now all of that is just gone and cleared out. You can hear better, smell better. What would you say Morgan smells like?
Me?
Yes.
Definitely has like she wears a lot of like old leather. There's definitely the smell of like old tomes and books. There's an acidity to her from handling potions and things, and just this hint of lilac.
And what color would you say her scent gives her? Like, what color's her scent trail?
I want to say like a dark purple.
And yes, you see this hazy scent, like this hazy aura, kind of like wafting off of Morgan that trails around your bed, around the floors, and out the door. And of course, if she was here earlier today, then it also is wherever else she was in the room, like little pouches here. And you feel this incessant... We'll call it a hunger, if that makes sense. And you feel a lot more confident and a bit more dominant.
Morgan
Right.
looks like a little, not freaked out, but worried. You just ripped your skin off. That's not how she changes.
No, it's not. But then again, she's a true lycanthrope and not using a magic item.
What, she's
True,
never
but,
tried ripping
like-
her own skin off?
There were people in her circle who weren't like related to her that joined that did become Corvanthropes that did like
Yeah. I'm
voluntarily
not
get.
fully on board with the weird body horror.
Okay, that's fine. Then you can describe how the transformation works instead. We'll go from there. Sound good?
Yeah,
Animorphs.
I would say, yeah, it's maybe not as creepy as Animorphs.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say
But,
body horror, and I just like shiver as I remember the fucking Animorphs fucking covers.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I'm like, that's body horror.
It
That's
sounded
body
like
horror.
Ed was trying to describe the
Van
lichen
Helsing.
from
Yeah.
no lichens from Underworld.
What? No. No, they didn't do that. That was a Van Helsing reference specifically.
But no, it more of a I would say there's almost she can almost feel this kind of creeping tingliness under her skin. It is similar to how it feels when she uses the enlarge spell. It's a bit more, it's not quite as sudden, you know, because obviously it's more of this slow kind of a bit how it had started when she very briefly grasped the necklace when we were, let's call it, interrogating that guy.
Yes.
That's what we'll call it when the police knock on the door, right? Interrogating.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
What man? I do not know of this person, and you won't be able to find them.
But yeah, it's like just this kind of slow, kind of like all of her fur stands on end a bit. You see kind of the just the little rabbit tail kind of start elongating in kind of slow pulses as it lengthens and the fur darkens, a kind of morphing of the muzzle as it slowly twists and pushes out like the kind of light bunny buck teeth kind of receding and sharpening into a mouthful of fangs, the ears slowly kind of drawing in on themselves down to the more triangular shape, and of course the slow kind of not hulking growth, but just kind of light height and slight expansion, muscles becoming slightly more toned. It's she always kind of has that like swimmer like athletic build of like monk, but a bit more definition, a bit more heft to those muscles, as this transformation takes place over the matter of, I mean, I guess it's technically an action, so it would be 6-ish seconds, but
It feels longer.
yeah, it definitely feels like it stretches out long.
What's your normal strength score?
Let me scroll back
-2?
over. I think I was gonna say it is a 9. It's a -1.
I have a 15 in this form.
Hell yeah.
So yes, you have a lot more muscle.
Tommy? Sorry,
If you
sorry.
want that.
Oh, that's right. No, I did have that written down.
Yeah?
Yes, 15 strength.
Yes, you
I
do
full
have.
gore.
Yeah, you do have a lot more muscles. Like if you want
Yeah,
it, if you
15
want.
strength. I mean, yes.
I think Morgan's like staring up at you in her rabbit shape before it just kind of goes, and she's like back to being a halfling staring up at you.
Oh, even more so. Like
Yeah.
it. You're now staring at her
Goes from
chest. You have to look up again.
It's like goes from like staring at chest, poofs to halfling staring at knees.
Wow.
And this
It,
is different.
You're a lycanthrope. Well, the necklace is that of a lycanthrope. You're what most people think of when they think of what I am. You are quite strong at this point. How do you feel?
It's still kind of tingly.
Your body might take a moment to settle into it. It's not like a wild shape or a polymorph. Well, maybe it is a bit more like a wild shape. I never really learned how to do that. So, no
I didn't
experience
particularly use it much.
for everyone. You like it?
Is there a mirror? And she's just kind of like looking down, kind of just like the slow, like kind of like just moving her fingers in and out, just like the weird sensation of like slightly longer fur feels different with just the hand movement, the sharp claws. The fact that she has paw pads, that's a new sensation.
Bunnies have paw pads.
No, they don't.
No, they do not.
Oh, they don't have beans?
No,
They'd have
they
no
don't.
beans.
It's real sad.
They're
They're
beanless.
very beanless.
They are beanless indeed. She
I
has
think
beans
Morgan,
now.
I can make a mirror, but it won't be particularly big enough to allow you to see all of you.
In D&D, all of my rabbits have beans.
Well, when Soren becomes the transmutation archmage, he could give all the bunnies beans.
He could give himself beans.
my first order is to give beans.
Or
So,
Tally
yeah,
shall be bebeaned.
She conjures a mirror. It's not particularly big because it's a prestidigitation mirror. As she holds it, I could try and get you a larger one, but when I think about what I built here, I don't have terribly many mirrors.
She's just kind of looking at it, just kind of leaning in, kind of just. It's like almost like you'd imagine, like kind of like the video, like when someone like just got out of, like came out of like getting their wisdom teeth removed, is just kind of like reaching around, like playing with her face.
Just like
So
tells
kinda like-
Morgan, is like, I can't hang out with you. I've got a girlfriend.
Just like fingers in the mouth, kind of like pulling the gums back, looking at her teeth.
Also, Ren's. If you want.
See.
As you are checking your gums out.
You find a cavity. You need to go to the dentist.
Got them courage the cowardly dog teeth.
Yeah, that's different. Doesn't feel bad though.
Doesn't often. I certainly don't feel bad taking the shape, just weary of it.
I say she just kind of messes around with her face a bit more, where she'll kind of turn and kind of just tilts her head as she looks down at Mori. You are very small.
I am not small. You are large. Well, I mean, I'm not
No.
entirely big either.
She just kind of reaches down and scoops you up under the armpits and
Oh,
lifts you up.
okay. Up I go.
Mm, no, you're definitely small.
So say you and most others.
She just like digs her nose into your neck and takes a sniff.
Oh, okay.
It is a very wet and very cold note.
Dog nose.
Jeez. Just pats the side of your head. Getting used to the senses, yes?
Yeah, God, everything you win with that.
Mind if I try something? Chomp.
You're fortunate. Lycanthropes get quite a lot of keen sensory. Though, they aren't gifted with flight.
I think I'm okay with that one.
How cruel would it be? Though maybe it would be freeing. Why be afraid of heights when you can never truly fall?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can still fall.
Yes, if you are knocked unconscious. I was trying to be sweet and metaphorical. Just roughs with your hair. What am I going to do with you?
It's very smooth, silky, soft.
I know, they just made it. I've never met a lycanthrope, truthfully.
Hmm.
We weren't really connected with other circles like us.
I imagine they had their own problems.
Would not be caught dead in the scant forests we were clearing through. They preferred the deeper jungles and islands, where there were more populated forests, not the open rolling hills, the hinterlands.
As far away as they could get, huh?
Well, as wolves would do, they prefer to be close to their hunting grounds, their territory. Corvanthropes have no such earthly attachments.
No need to set down roots.
We were nomadic. A migration of sorts.
I suppose it makes sense.
Birds of a feather. Though they've never heard tell of many stories of a wolf and a raven that's sharing much in the way of companionship. That's a story I'm not interested in.
Hmm. Well, it's our own story. And you don't seem particularly against it. At least the way your eyes keep roving over me.
Like our eyes dart away for a moment. I was evaluating your new body and making sure you were okay, considering how nervous you were.
Soren flips the switch on his door, and you can hear him go, bullshit, and then flip the switch again.
Still here.
See anything in the caravan?
Oh,
She
yeah.
just removes. She removes caravan permissions. The whole place goes dark.
Morgan has that power anywhere she wants. She can do whatever she feels. Make you both blind. It's entirely within her power.
Oh, this just makes it more romantic. Tap it.
Until
But yes, the two of you kind of like spend a little while examining, and then, you know, if anything else happens, you have a fun time with that.
okay.
So far, there's only one fade to black.
Yeah, I only rush things along. I need to get to 3 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah, gosh. Who invited Vaelyn to this game?
I know. I'm just here like, all right, this works.
This
No,
poor boy.
I'm just a backup recording. I could have been playing games, but nah, I'm
no.
here.
It's
My purpose. You record the backups. Oh my god.
no.
What have you done, Shad? This poor boy.
Well, you
It's
could
all
have
right.
participated last week, but you kept being asleep.
Oh.
Even last week I didn't have anything to do, so it's fine. And the week before, so it's fine.
I'm
It's fine.
sorry. Anyway, as we
Can I just have one tiny thing just to
go
wrap
ahead,
this up in a nice bow?
go ahead.
So you're holding Morgan up like this. I think she'll just snap her
start
fingers.
dragging you over to the bed.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We're going to the fence. It's like, what are we doing?
Cuddles.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm ready for this.
Aggressive cuddles, Morgan. You're climbing a mountain tonight.
Just at some point during the night, there's like yodeling.
Welcome to Agathar's world.
All right. So yeah, the four of you have a fun time. As I check to see if the music bot's back.
It's not.
Yeah. Means I have to change music manually.
Mwah, mwah.
It's fine.
Meanwhile, with the last 5 minutes, Vani.
Oh no. I got some. What is Vani doing while you know this whole time while everyone else is away and chilling?
Vonnie's probably tinkering away in Valen's and now Vonnie's room. And eating from her pouch of snacks.
All right.
If Amalia attempted to come and even ask, got something thrown at Amalia, she tried taking the bag of snacks. Here comes the smites.
I mean, she's not gonna try and steal. Better than that. But she would ask. She's like, "Oh, can I have some?"
No.
Why not? You have a bunch of them. You've been eating on them for like an hour.
No.
Can't even have a little bit.
No.
Why you gotta
Like
be
this
so
bunny girl.
greedy?
My snacks. Mine alone.
Can I have some of that metal you were working with that you're wanting to throw away?
No.
Cut away.
As the
Meeting.
city is on fire.
No. A meeting has just left. A couple weeks of preparation have been finished. And stands up from it. Well, I'm glad you could all make it. Now I will be are free to wander around my whilst we wait for the opportunity. And as he departs from this large dinner table, you, Vaelyn, are left alone with Bethany and Simone, who is a dwarven woman picked up at a bar.
Valen is just slowly picking away at his food, not really caring too much. Just thinking about all of his plans to slow down whatever Lucas is doing. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't.
Either of you.
Nope.
I love this. Shad's like, here, a roleplay opportunity, and Valen's like, that's okay.
Well, here's the thing. Why would Valen talk to people that one day he might end up killing?
Why would Valen
Information.
talk to people? End sentence.
Well, Vaelyn, Simone doesn't seem like she wants to be there. And Bethany has been looking a little. How do I put it? She looks like a kicked pup.
Valen knows what a kicked puppy looks like.
Neither
Valen
of
is the
them.
picked puppy.
I
Neither
was
of
going to
them.
say he's kicked some puppies in his time.
Neither of them look as if they are in. Both of them look as if they are in slightly compromised headspace. Could make good.
Valen doesn't trust anyone.
I love it.
Well, would you like to explore the mansion? So far, while you've been staying here, you would be aware of 4 different sections off limits. One is the upper area. The other is the basement area. You have one that's a library wing, and then another that is a particular that tried to open up, but you just cannot open. Like to maybe 2?
See, with the door that I couldn't open up, during the times I would have went there, did it ever look like there is any magic warding
What
keeping the
it
door shut?
looked like is you would approach, and then you would find yourself walking away.
Oh yay, mental shit.
Yes.
Probably on the door itself.
Say?
Is it? Would it be just walking towards the door, or can I go to the wall next?
Walking towards it, down this long hallway, you would find yourself.
Even if I keep my gaze up against the wall?
Yes.
Uh, does it look like there's any rooms connecting side on the side of it?
None?
That is irritating.
Well, there are 3 other places you could.
Because I could theoretically get in there if there were rooms attaching to some degree or another. Even if there's no doors. Yay for magic items.
So, would you like to attempt one of the other places?
Which one? What are the other places again?
There is the upper floor, basement, and a particular restricted section of the.
Hmm. Guessing the upper floors are just the rooms.
The upper floors are places for like the study, a astrology, but mainly they're there for in his master bedroom. Your bedroom is on the first floor.
As you see, he does have all of his stuff except for a few things. Yeah, I don't know. I could be booby trapping as much as I can, hiding as best as I can.
What?
With all my reagents and whatnot, I could be putting down little pieces of traps, you know, a glyph of warding here, glyph of warding there.
Oh, you certainly can. Those are usually dispelled, or removed, or triggered by unseen spells.
Even if they're in this, that is disappointing. Yeah, I got nothing.
You don't want
Because
to.
Valen's whole goal is to fuck them up as much as he can, but he doesn't trust anyone. That and I'm bad at talking, so there's that too.
Okay. You don't want to attempt to explore the restricted sections?
I'm guessing he's been here long enough that he's explored everywhere.
Not necessarily. I would say that he's been scouting, poking at things. Of the places of interest, those are the four noticed. Of the ones that are explorable, that he could feel are safely explorable, probably the basement.
I mean, like I said, 2 weeks. He could have just looked everywhere at this point, not find anything.
Yes, but he also might have been surveillance. That alone.
I mean,
I
that
am
doesn't.
presenting you the opportunity.
Yes, but again,
Okay. Well, that is. So, as the scene closes with Simone and Bethany kind of like standing up and going separate ways, you leave your spot at the table and start making your way down to your. And hard work, gotta do. Try your best. Name of the operation. Operation.
I didn't hear that.
yeah, you broke up.
Operation Kingmaker.
You need to talk louder, man. You're breaking up at the last.
Yeah,
Ah!
no, it's
Yeah, it's cutting you off after
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, you try to be dramatic, but
Okay.
like not
I,
talking.
I know. I don't have my mic close enough to my mouth apparently. Okay. As you go to bed, the name of the operation still rings in your mind. Operation Kingmaker. And that's where we're gonna end session for today.
And if he wants to try to kill someone, I do have items for that too.
He doesn't need to kill somebody.
I know how we can ruin his plans. Just let Mori do hers.
Well, I mean, what I could do is, take Bethany's knife or under the Shit, where is it?
Anyway, thank you all for playing, so on and so forth. Remember, if you are watching our VOD, we stream this, and that if you too would like to be a part of the post stream after this, then, you know, join us live on twitch.tv/deathlyshad. Otherwise, I'll give everyone their proper send-off, and then we can head out for the day and see everyone next week. So, Agatha, say goodbye to the people.
He had his mouth full of desserts today.
Yes, he did. Morgan, say goodbye to the people.
I had my same desserts.
Alright. Francois, say goodbye to the people.
Finding not horny werewolf art is difficult.
Soren, say goodbye to the people.
Soren has more cake in his room.
Yes, he does. And
Picked up on a Tuesday.
And Vani, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. I didn't do much of anything.
I'm so sorry about that. Like, legitimately. Anyway, all of us to all of you, we can have a good day and a good night, and we'll be in the post stream. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and all the other jazz, and tell us your favorite moment in the comments below. Say goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.